Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Masks Monday. We are up to session 49 of Masks of Nyarlathotep, very nearly the Big 5-0, but not quite. We'll see if they make it, though, to the Big 5-0. As Giorgio was just saying before coming onto camera, shit's about to go down, or something similar to a shit. Let's go around the virtual table and hope that the person doing a recap can give an okay-ish sort of recap. Let us start off with Mr. Liu.
Yes, indeed. My name is Liu Jiao. I'm a liaison between the Green Gang and the New China Army that found himself battling horrors and blobs and such. And they told him, "Yeah, let's go raid an island." And he said, "Yeah, why not?" So he joined another gang, not a green one, and hopefully he will make it back to Shanghai and who knows where.
And Reverend McNairn.
Yes, I'm Andrew McNairn, paranormal investigator for the Church of Scotland, who, if he actually gets home, the first thing he's going to do is go and rail on the travel agents who told me it would be a nice, quiet, relaxing holiday in Shanghai. Not exactly the best description ever.
No, not really. And then we
You
have...
found us, may I just point that out? Like, you knocked my door.
Yes, I was told you were now helpful travel guides.
And we have the poor, unfortunate Mr. Carter.
Alan Carter, yes, mining engineer out of Lightning Ridge, New South Wales. Had a bit of an unfortunate introduction to the game yesterday. He got captured within the first 5 minutes and is currently locked in a cell with something big, black and slimy over his head.
Well, that's what happens when you join in the penultimate chapter.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
finally, we have Miss Jones.
Hi.
In very apt fashion, can we have a bit of a summary as to what happened last time?
Oh, well, you know what it's like when you get players trying to discuss a plan. We spent half the session discussing what we were going to do without actually doing anything. And then various people went off to try and recruit more help because we know we're going to attack this Grey Dragon Island, right? We need to go there. We know the cult's there. We know there's like a big, powerful one or two magic users. We know there's something big, winged and flying. We don't want to be there by ourselves with some pop guns. So we got the new China army with us. What's left of them? We've used up a few on a previous excursion, but there's some left. We've got some of the swans. Lady Swanee, what's the name?
Swallow.
Yeah, it's both white birds, aren't they? And
well, this is not butterfly like last time.
Details. It's only a year-long campaign, year and a half now, is it? I don't know. I've lost track. It's like I've forgotten time. Time was something that used to happen. Then this campaign started. I don't know anymore.
Well, maybe a How Does $10 come in this way as well?
Then Andrew went off to find something with the boat, didn't you? And that was a disaster, wasn't it?
No.
It wasn't a disaster. It's just that there was nothing to find, so I didn't find it.
There you go. That's what I said, a disaster. Liu went off to recruit more Green Gang. He comes back a little empty-handed, so the leader of the new China army goes off to do it, and we'll come back to that. I went off to get help or find out what was happening with the Japanese, because we set them up to send their navy over to this island, figuring Connor. And well, the opportunity arose to basically, because I had tea with a diplomat, the opportunity arose to find out exactly when they were going to hit the island. So we've decided to arrive just ahead of them and told them to not shoot people with yellow armbands on, because that's us. And come give us a hand. So they'll be arriving soon, which is great. Hopefully, just as soon as the big silver flying thing takes off. It'd be good if there were more people shooting at that point, especially if it's not at us. Anyway, that was reasonably successful then. Then we came back to find that this guy this what's his name, Mew or something.
What you mean?
Chu Min, that's it, Chu Min. Liu, this one over here, he said that, nah, he'll be fine. We don't need no white saviors. There's no need to go rescue him. Anyway, it turns out he was being tortured and could have done with a bit of a rescue. But he turns up in the morning anyway.
It was
battered
just
and
a little
bruised.
bit of a beating. That's not a torture like you did. So don't be all moralist with me. Come on.
Yes, but I didn't torture a person. I tortured a cultist. Big difference. I extracted information from a cultist. Actually, that's a whole.
You extracted most of his skin from the cultist.
Well, that's the process of extraction. Yes. Anyway, we arrive at this island. There's a brief cameo from our new character, Alan Carter, we haven't met yet. That didn't last long. Anyway, we landed, and on the way in, there was this boat that was pursuing us for a bit. We thought was pursuing us. And anyway, that stopped at this village that we went past, which turns out was where Alan crash landed, but I don't think he's being held there. I think he's in the volcano. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, we land on the island. The people on that boat obviously told people in the village to go get us because they started running through the jungle or whatever and shooting at us. So we fought a fighting advance the other direction toward this volcano that Lou found a way up into. We've gone inside, and there's a big silver bullet in there.
Plus some other things.
Was there? I wasn't paying attention by that point, sorry.
Well, things that are turning around and are about to attack, but we'll deal with that in a second. Give yourself a D10, Annie.
Oh, thank you.
Your luck.
I'd just like to say I don't have a yellow armband.
No, you don't.
Good luck.
No, you do not.
Ciao, Matteo.
So, ciao, ciao. Hello.
The Italians are taking over. One by one.
There's no more Italians than last time. So,
what is this? Abyssinia?
Okay. So, terrible joke out of the way. When we last left off, you had indeed gone into the volcano, or you tried to sneak in, but weren't particularly successful. Most of you managed to get behind a rock, at least, like a lot. Actually, no, it wasn't a rock. It was some like some crates and some stuff.
Yeah,
just
I
to the
did.
left.
Yeah.
The others were caught in the middle of the spotlight, like Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, the people in the near vicinity have spotted some of you, most of which appear to be human people, you think, who are kind of going around doing work and so on, with these strange blobs all over their heads, and this other much larger fish creature, larger than the others that were chasing you on the island surface. And this is all kind of just in front of this large silver bullet, shall we say. There's more in here. It's quite a big cavern, I guess, although it is a volcano technically, so I don't know the technical term for it. So you haven't seen everything in here yet, but that is what's immediately in front of you. So I know that I believe all of you, actually, apart from Alan, did have your guns in your hand. However, I know that Annie, you pulled out your whistle. So I'd like you, please, to state your intentions, because if you're not going to shoot straight away, then of course that changes your initiative.
Yeah, I'm about to aim the big fishy guy.
You're going to aim at the big fishy guy, okay? Andrew?
Yes, I feel the need to shoot something.
So you're going to shoot straight away, okay? And Annie?
I'm going to blow a whistle.
You're going to blow the whistle, okay? So that does put you back down to 55 for this go. Actually, given that all of you have seen, again, bar Alan, this large fish creature, I'd like a sanity roll, please.
Yes. Right away.
Oh, but
Coming right up. I pass.
You
I
passed.
did not.
Ah.
I'm on the slippery slope for the final campaign, going mad just before the
yay!
finale.
I passed. Thank fuck for that.
Okay, Andrew and Liu, you lose 1. Certainly not a creature you've ever seen before, and its features do make you freeze briefly before you shoot. Annie, on the other hand, as you're fishing around for your whistle, you lose 3. You can't quite take your eyes off it while trying to get the whistle. Again, takes you a few more seconds to get it out. Alan, you're preoccupied at the moment, so you don't need to make a sanity roll, and I'll explain your predicament when it gets to your go. So, at the minute, Chu and...
This is where one of us accidentally shoots him before we even get to meet him.
well, we'll see.
Cultists, as far as I'm concerned.
We will see.
No yellow armband, you're not coming in.
Will you let me finish?
No.
So, Chu and the soldiers, the remaining soldiers who are following behind, they're kind of waiting for you to kind of take the initiative, pun intended. So, Liu, you're first.
Oh, so I just aimed.
So you're,
now
as in you're aiming for the whole round, and then you're going to kind of
Okay.
get a bonus die, yeah?
Okay, so I shoot the motherfucker because that's what I do.
So you're shooting this round. You're not aiming for this round.
Yeah, I told you I was aiming, and then you asked for my turn, so I keep aiming if I haven't already.
No.
I assumed you called for my actions because I assumed I already aimed, so I could shoot.
Right.
Otherwise, I keep aiming until the round has passed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you keep aiming.
Okay.
Yeah. So next up is going to be, it's still going to be Andrew next with your...
None of this aiming shit. They're big enough. And
So you go for the big fishy.
gun. Yes. And so's my gun.
Okay.
As long as I can remember how good I am with my big gun. I'm pretty good with it. Ooh! That will be a hard pass.
Okay. Do you want to spend some luck to make it an extreme?
It's not that good a pass.
Okay. Will you still hit?
D10 plus 2, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
12 points.
12.
That'll do nicely.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Those dice weren't being nice to me last week. This week, they're clearly apologizing.
Okay, so, you fire your gun straight at this thing, and maybe the fact it's a bit larger is to your advantage, you don't know, but you think you get it in a weak spot. It buckles for a moment, and it starts clutching where you think its stomach would be. It's a fairly humanoid shape, at least. And it gurgles, this loud noise that echoes around the place. However, it is still conscious. It's flinching and it's kind of breathing and trying to keep steadfast. Still conscious, so it's going to act, I believe, next up. But let's see.
Okay.
Yes, it is. So actually, give me a second. No, okay, no problem. Okay, so let's see. Has it got me? No. Okay. It is going to make another gurgling noise and gesture in your general direction. And it starts heading towards you.
We may have been spotted.
So
I'm not saying anything.
For the moment, it's staying behind this wave, I guess, of these workers that are starting to come towards you almost mindlessly. They're nearly tripping over stuff. one of which, funnily enough, he's next up in the initiative. Alan, so given what's been going on the last few days for you, you've been drifting in and out of lucidity. Overall, you've lost a total of 10 sanity points, not all at once, however.
Wow.
From this ordeal. It's been several days, and this thing has just been on your head all this time. You've got a very, very patchy memory as well. But you remember hearing the odd noise, gurgling, clanging, running around, things like that, shouting, and you hear this command in your head that you must stop what you're doing and go and deal with some intruders. You can, however, give me a power roll.
Power.
So sorry, mate.
That is an extreme pass.
Ooh, okay.
06.
Okay. You lucky bastard. Okay, so you hear this gurgling, but there's some kind of uncertainty about it, which makes you feel like you don't really want to take it seriously. You can't see still this, whatever this thing is on you is still staying firmly on your head. But you can hear the sound of people moving in a direction away from this heat that you've been feeling for the past day or so. And you remember something cold that you've been working on and fixing up, something cold and metallic. So you are free to act, although obviously you can't really see. You can only kind of feel around. You can maybe see a tiny bit just down at the floor, so your feet.
Okay, if I can find a wall, is there a wall close?
Sure.
I can just reach out and I just want to sort of like put my back against it, and I want to try and pull this thing off if I can.
Okay. Yeah, if you move away from the bullet, you have to kind of stagger about 10 paces, and you do get to a wall. Although, actually, could I have a dex roll whilst you're staggering?
And that's a fail.
That is a fail. Okay. Give me a luck roll.
And that's pass. That's a 46. So.
Okay, so you can't help but stumble, and you fall over for a bit, and you're kind of crawling on your hands and knees. But fortunately, you avoid the large stretch of water nearby. So you do still manage to eventually navigate your way to the wall, and you're trying to get this thing off.
It might even crawl over my hands and knees to the wall. Just
that's fine.
A bit more.
Okay, for the rest of your turn. Those of you who have been either aiming, shooting, or getting your whistle out, you actually notice one of these cultists, let's call them cultists for now, has kind of deviated from the others and has headed over to your left, so the wall on your left. Not super close by, still about 15 feet away from you, but just something slightly odd that you've noticed. Okay. Next up. Okay. Next up is the cultists. So they're going to kind of blindly come at you and start flailing with their arms. So I guess, Annie, given you're kind of there and center, they're going to go for you, as well as people like New China Army people and so on. You can make me a dodge roll or fight back.
Can I not just shoot them in the face?
Yeah, you can shoot them in the face as well.
Yeah, I'd rather shoot than dodge.
Okay.
I miss.
Okay.
Shooting has the added advantage that not only does it stop them hurting you, it tends to leave big holes in them.
Okay, well, fortunately,
which you can use to hang them up later.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, just just taking that joke in.
It's a home decor thing.
Fortunately, they miss you as well. One of them does happen
How?
to hit
Unfortunately.
Shu, but they don't do damage. Why am I putting it in there? I don't know. Okay. Just a little bit of a bop, nothing problematic. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So we are back up to the top. So Jimin's going to be based in Malay for this go, since there's a slave or two literally kind of on him at the minute, so he can't really shoot. The new China army, however, are also going to shoot. However, let's see. Actually, no, it's a tie, so it's between Oz, shall we say, and Liu. So you're going to obviously shoot Liu. You still want to shoot the big fish creature?
Yes.
Okay, no worries. They're going to take out some of the scurrying slaves whilst you're doing that. So give a roll with a bonus die since you've aimed.
Yes. I mean, it's either 100 or a 20. I think I'll go with the 20.
That sounds
Yes.
good.
I mean, I'm not good at math, but sounds about the right option.
Can you spend luck on that?
It
might be worth it. Might be worth it to make it an extreme, Giorgio.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. I'm about to spend 10 luck.
Yep. Okay.
So that's
So
an
it's going to
extreme.
be- Alrighty. It's an impale. Yeah, and technically it fumbled its dodge as well. Still in quite a lot of pain. So yeah. Roll your damage, Mr.
So-
Liu.
As it is an impale, it's 12
Mm-hmm.
already plus 8 total. That's
So
20. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, actually, no, I don't need to do that. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So, describe how you take out the great fish creature.
I mean, being part of my job, I just take my time, see an opening, and just shoot him in the head with a silencer. So if they don't pass the listen roll, I'm still hidden, hopefully.
Yes, indeed. Let's have a look. Oh, they very much don't pass. Okay. And, okay.
Now, that's what I call a filleting.
Okay. Right. As this creature falls flat on the ground, those of you, again, kind of nearby, you notice that it also seems to have a black goo thing, although it was more like a flat cap rather than covering its face. But given it's now died, it just kind of slowly tumbles off and starts hissing and disintegrating on the volcanic sand. Funnily enough, Alan, as you're kind of trying to pull off, you feel it starting to come away. However, we'll get to you in a moment. New China Army, I'll just roll for them quickly. Although then again, they haven't got silencers, so you are going to be heard, certainly with gunshots. Okay, that's 2 hits. Okay, that's fine. Ooh. Nice. Okay. So they managed to take out a couple of these cultists. Just so then up we have Andrew.
Yes, I'd like to shoot a cultist, please.
Okay.
The
I'd
one
like
that's
to-
going away to the left, please. That doesn't sound important at all.
Doesn't see the way you described it? It sounded like somebody we should actually be trying to chase because maybe they're off to alert
Yeah,
other
that's
things.
sus.
You know, it could be quite interesting. But yeah, the nearest cultist I'm going to fire at.
The one that's not over your left side, but in front of
No,
you, yes?
in front of me, yes.
I was going to say, the one on the left, it's near this shimmering pool. He hasn't really got anywhere to run. There's no kind of exit or tunnel that you can see.
That will be an extreme.
Okay. I'm assuming they're going to... Yeah, okay. Okay, I've just thought of something interesting. Okay, so yeah, roll your damage for an extreme.
So that'll be 12 points plus. That'll be 23 in total.
Okay, yeah, more than plenty. So you really kind of you aim for a nice weak spot on one of these cultists, but as you aim, you see that the black goo on this guy's head falls, and you can't help but you've already taken your shot and pulled the trigger, but you see just for a brief second this moment of lucidity and relief that this thing has come off them and they feel like themselves again, but it's too late and they fall back.
Womp, 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 womp.
Can I have a sanity roll, please, Andrew?
You're gonna lose a bunch of sanity because the
Hope I
keeper
just-
is a piece of good man.
It's a piece of good man, is he?
It will get you everywhere.
Just. I made it by 1.
Okay.
Oh,
You just lose 10.
No, you don't just lose 10, you lose 1.
Another one.
Another 1.
Another
Chipping
one.
away.
Very much chipping away.
Yes. Okie dokie. Next up is Alan. So this thing is peeling off almost like a face mask, I guess, and it's getting weaker and weaker, and eventually you can just kind of throw it off. Your sight is a little bit jaded, it's a little bit blurry at the minute, but you definitely feel okay, and like yourself, you could hear these gunshots though echoing around the place. That is really loud. And you can see that there are people near the entrance to this huge cave you've been put into that appear to be fighting with others who you've been working with.
With this big blobby thing on their head.
Mm.
Okay, I want to look over to them and I will shout, over here. Don't shoot, I want on your side.
And you see this man with a very strong Australian accent, come to think of it, who's waving his hands at you, and he looks very weak, both physically and mentally, actually. And in fact, actually, part of his face is very kind of white, almost like he's not seen the sun for a very long time. It's really odd. While the rest of him's kind of a normal complexion. You think it's maybe been drained off by the black thing on his head. Anything else you want to do this turn, or are you kind of waiting for the moment to see what they do?
I want to see if I can find a way over to them. Just because you said there's
Okay.
this pool of water between me and them at the moment.
No, you've kind of managed to go around it to your left. So basically, if you keep on following the wall, you will get round to them.
I will crawl on all fours to keep out of gunshots, not be a target, and I'll
Okay,
crawl
yeah.
over to them.
Best thing to do then is, brace on the wall and keep on following it round to them. So, Annie, I do realise that because you were fighting back, you hadn't properly kind of done your whistle. Are you still intending to try that this turn, since it's now you?
I think so, yes, because either way we're going to need Byakuya to deal with the egg. So I will, and I'm going to put 8 magic points in, which gives me an 80% chance.
Okay.
Are you rolling that?
No, I was rolling something else. Just ignore
Oh,
it.
okay. I have passed, And let me just track the thing. So I'll put 8 magic points in and sanity D4. 1.
Okay.
Oh, wrong thing. Sanity. There we go. Dribble, dribble. That's only 10% lost so far today. That's fine. Got 2 more Byakuya to summon yet, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Are you are you intending to give it a command this go? Because I'll just to keep things simple, I'll keep it with your initiative.
It takes a little while to arrive, doesn't it? I don't know how
that's
long
true.
though. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. 2d10 rounds.
Excuse me. That is a good point. Let's double check.
I've got it written here as 2d10 turns, I think.
Okay.
Assume.
In that case, yes.
2d10 thingies. Come back, dice. All is forgiven.
What's happening over there?
2d10 turns and 2d10 rounds are very different.
I don't know, whatever. 2d10 some things. Shame that 0 isn't a 0.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 18 somethings.
Ooh. It'll be rounds. It'll be rounds.
I was going to say.
It'll turn up eventually.
There's still a long time though.
In 18 turns, we could be off the damn island.
Well, I mean, in this case, rounds and turns are pretty much.
It's a pre-combat thing, really, but I'm getting it for the next combat.
Yeah, except for technically with spells and summoning, if it says 1 round, then it means it takes you 1 round rather than this round, if that makes sense. But it's still 18. Okay, so you've blown your whistle, etc., etc. You're feeling a little bit dizzy, shall we say, from that ordeal, but you're slowly getting used to it. Okay, so Chu and New China are going to start heading out now that pretty much everyone with the black goo on them is at least starting to come round. They're not so keen to shoot them now, so they're just slowly starting to advance forward. Those of you with your guns drawn at the minute, so in particular Liu and Andrew, what are you planning to do this turn?
I'm going to lower my rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm about to have a look around to see if I see something non-human coming our way, because I suppose someone heard our gunshots.
Okay, so both of you are plus 50. That's absolutely fine.
I'm gonna head over to the poor sod I shot. And, pray for him.
Now they've stopped shooting. I'll look around to see if any of these guys are from my crew.
Okay.
And if they are,
I'm still going to go in initiative order just to keep things a bit simpler. But again, I wanted to check your intentions just in case any of you wanted to shoot and therefore get a plus 50 for the minute. But the answer is no, so that's fine. Cool. So, okay. So it's going to be Chu Min first, basically. So yeah, he's going to start moving forward. Mainly to look at this bullet thing first of all, although he's keeping his gun up and is telling his army to fan out, or his squad to fan out a bit, and just keep an eye mainly on these bare-chested individuals who are coming round. Leo, yes, so you're having a look around. Anywhere in particular where you're looking? Because you've got these crates near you. You've got the big bullet thing in the middle with the magma. You've got some sort of weird pool either side of this magma thing. Both appear to look different as well. One of them's kind of more shimmering, which is on the left side. The one on the other side is quite dull looking, a bit grayer looking, a bit blacker. There's more stuff behind there as well if you want to go in further.
I'll always move my gun out. I don't put it back. I'd like to go towards the puddles, the tiny lakes. What are those?
They're either side, so this go you can go to one of them.
Then I'm going towards the shimmering one.
The shimmering one. Okay.
While pointing my gun at it, so that
You're
if
pointing
something
your gun at the pool. Oh, I see.
yeah,
I
if
see.
somebody comes out or
Okay,
something
see-
comes out.
You're not going to be like what's his name who tried to whip the sea, but with a gun.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had my fair share of horrifying shit coming out of water. I'm not taking any chancing anymore.
I'm sure it had its own section. Maybe not. Give me a second. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry.
In fact, it might actually be quicker just to use the actual book for this. Okay. There we go. Okay. No. Okay. So you head on over and you're pointing your gun carefully at it just in case something's going to come up, surface and so on. The first thing you notice is that it's actually bubbling. When you get closer, you can see it start to form these bubbles on the water. You don't know if it's constant or if it's happening just because you're approaching. It's quite hard to tell. You also notice that there are sloping steps that actually lead into it. And you remember that there were a couple of these slaves, shall we say, who were scooping its contents out with their bare hands and taking it off somewhere. And you can see that there's like little deposits left on the bank where you think maybe there's a bit that's dropped and so on. But at the moment, of course, no one's collecting anything because they've been rid of their spell, shall we say.
Am I able to determine whether the bubbling is coming for something breathing underwater or from
give me
the
spot
boiling
hidden.
of the water?
Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
For fuck's sake, I'm spending 2 luck to make it a regular pass.
Yeah. You don't think that there's anything inside or under the water. But again, in terms of what's causing the bubbling exactly, you initially think, oh, maybe it's because it's boiling, at high temperature, but there's no steam or anything coming out of it. And just its general properties are really strange. You don't know if it's like a chemical possibly, although there's no distinct aroma that's coming off it either.
What about the residues on the bank?
They're a little bit of a duller hue because it's been left on the bank rather than with the rest of the water. But apart from that, there's not really anything more distinguishable about this set of deposits.
Okay, so I'm not getting closer to the water or down the slopes that you said, but I'm pointing back at I'm looking back at the group, saying that no one is there, so that puddle is clear.
Okay. Next up is Alan.
Okay.
So you've made your way around to these crates nearer to a large flight of steps where you assume these people have come down.
Yeah, I'll look around the group now. The fire has stopped and these people have started moving out into the wider chamber. And if I see any of my crew, I'll go over to them and start trying to gather them together.
Yes, I know you're looking out for them. So, yeah, there's a couple of your crew who you think also had these black things on them, and they're very disorientated, but they are coming round. You also see the opposite side of the cavern, quite a large barred alcove where you think possibly more of your crew could be, or at least a few others. You can hear some kind of quiet screaming and whimpering as well coming from there.
Okay. And if we happen to pass by somebody that was firing a gun like Andrew because he came out to check on that guy he shot, I'll say, oh, thank God you arrived. How did you find us?
I'm afraid to say that we weren't exactly looking for you. We were looking for something else. God has smiled favorably upon you for the most part. Good fortune for you. But if you will excuse me a moment, I must tend to my own sin.
Speaking of, Andrew and Annie, you're next up. Initiative, you're both tying at the minute. So, yeah, what would you like to do? I know that Andrew's kind of busy with this corpse at the moment. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to do
pretty
anything
much
else.
praying over the body.
You're praying over the body. Okay.
You, white man, what were you taking out of this pool? Where were you putting it and why?
I have no idea. We had these jellyfish on our heads, so you just heard this voice, and I commanded you to do
Any of
things.
these jellyfish still wriggling?
One or two barely, but most of them are just kind of shriveling, disintegrating.
Okay, I'm going to find a stick or branch or something and push one into this bubbling pool. See what it does.
Okay.
That could be extremely bad.
Could be.
So let's say you find a stick, you scrape and push a bit in.
The phrase minimum safe distance may become necessary.
It almost floats on the water just for a brief second, and then almost like it gets sucked down. So, a bit like if you put a sugar cube in a cappuccino, it just and goes down.
Did it look like it was moving itself down or it got sucked?
It's hard to determine, really, if that's the case. But one thing you do notice is that just for a brief second, under the water went darker in general. Just for a brief second.
Something just fed on it. So you were taking goo for some creature, and you were putting it where?
We can't see out of these things. We're only told what to do. You can't see anything. You don't know what you're doing. You've just got this voice in your head.
Yes, but I'm not talking to you now. I'm looking for where you are putting the stuff.
Okay.
Francois, you're alive!
Possession. You need to do an exorcism now.
Okay. So, Tumin has now seen that there are other people being held prisoner in this alcove. So he's asking a few of his soldiers to help. So he's busy doing that. Liu, give your listen a tick if it's not already. As you're there with Annie and Annie's whittering on about, what's this for? You can't help but hear a low-pitched chanting coming from further in. You think maybe above somewhere in maybe an open balcony, so higher up. Liu?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just give me a second because I didn't hear you this line.
I was going to say the connection this week seems a lot better than it was last week.
Okay, try and speak now.
Speaking now.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think it's my adaptator that wasn't really fully linked. I just heard while you called me back again. So what was it?
Yes, so anyway, while Annie is whittering on about, what's in this pool, what does it do, giving the poor Australians some grief, you hear the sound of low-pitched chanting coming from somewhere further in and also further, higher up, maybe in another cavern or on an open balcony, something like that.
Okay, so you said I hear it higher up. Because I heard your
Higher
voice
up and
going
further
out.
in the cavern. Yeah.
Okay. Do I manage to see some sort of walk or path that could lead that way from where we are?
Yes, you do. You kind of have to go around the big bullet a little bit since it's obstructing so much view. You do see a slightly secluded, smaller staircase than the one back there that you think could lead up to somewhere. But then you also notice a large statue up on this open top balcony, which you think is a depiction of the bloated woman.
No.
And when you notice it, because you couldn't really see it before because it was directly behind this bullet in your view, you can't help but notice that one of its tentacles moves slightly.
I don't like where this is going, so I'm going back to the party. Guys! Guys, I'm scared. No, basically, I tell them what I saw from further away, and of course, we need a group to go up there because I don't know whether the two things are linked or whatever. If the
Okay.
chanting is making the statue move or if it is moving on its own.
Okay. At that point, as you're discussing what to do, you notice someone appear at the bottom of this stairwell. It's a young Chinese girl who looks slightly creepy, but still quite cute, and she's got a little teddy bear. She doesn't. Well, that didn't take long, did it, Andrew?
That was fast.
She doesn't say anything in English, but she just sort of looks at you a little bit. You think maybe lost or worried.
I didn't put my gun down.
You didn't, no?
Nor will I until I breathe and I'm far away from this island. But
That's fine.
It's a very simple rule. If they look innocent, lost, and have a teddy bear, they're utterly evil and need to be dispatched quickly.
In fact, I do have a picture of her actually.
No, she has a picture.
I say the Church of Scotland's taking a pretty hard line these days.
Okay.
What can I say? I'm part of the more conservative wing of it.
Yeah, the more you look at her, you see this kind of red stain around her mouth, and you think maybe it's food or something, but then you realize actually maybe it's not as innocent as food.
No, it's definitely not cherries.
I'm going to regret
strawberries.
This. Who have you been eating?
I ask the girl to have a turn to see if she got like the black thingy hanging from the back of her head or other marks / weird stuff.
She kind of hums a little tune to herself and skips around the spot. And yeah, apart from her black hair that's covering, just around her neck, yeah, there's no sign of any goo anywhere near her.
Okay, so I ask her in Chinese, what's a little girl doing here? Was she abducted or what?
She starts trotting up to you, given she's realized that you speak the same language.
I step back.
Yes, I was taken here. I don't know where I am. Please, can you help me?
How far away am I from the other guys?
You came round the bullet, so you were sort of near the middle of the cavern, and then you started backing away, so back towards the others. So you're not very far away. maybe 10 feet at the most.
Okay. So I'm coming back. Are we anywhere near the puddles?
Yeah, you've gone further back now, so I think from the scale it's about 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm trying to make out where the fuck did she come from.
She came from the stairwell that you saw that was leading up.
Okay, so I generally saw her coming down the stairs.
No, you didn't see her come down from the top, but you did see her appear at the bottom. You can't see absolutely everything up on the balcony from where you are on your perspective. It's too high. Anyway, so she's now kind of starting to bother you and get a little bit too close for comfort. However, let's keep an initiative. Actually, let me just make a roll and actually find the stats for it. La 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 la.
Has no one here watched The Grudge? Or The Ring?
Let's see.
I mean, at all?
Huh, okay. No, that's fine. That's all good. Okay. So Chu and the New China Army, they're basically laying down, you think, some small explosives to maybe blow off some of these large iron bars. They did try and pull, but it's a bit too tough for them. In the initiative order, you've got your guns drawn still, most of you. So do any of you want to shoot this round before you do anything else? Is it?
No.
I don't have. I mean, my rifle's down, so I can't say I've actually got it ready.
Yeah. Okay.
I am going to actually, upon seeing her, and especially because of all the sort of red that does look suspiciously like she's been chewing on someone, I'm going to get my I'm going to get my Bible out of my pocket.
Okay. Liu, you were umming and ahhing.
Not really. I mean, I got the gun pointing at the ground, but I'm ready to lift it up if case need.
Yeah, it's. I mean, with initiative, you don't have to have it holding up. It's only you have to shoot straight away. You can't move and then shoot.
No. I'm not planning on shooting, unless she acts
Okay.
ill-mannered towards me.
Annie, what about you? Are you doing any shooting this round?
What, how to see?
Well, not necessarily her, but in general, are you going to be shooting?
Not planning it, but I've got my gun in my hand.
Okay.
And we're whistling the other.
Okay, no problem. So, actually, okay. Let's do this first, while you're semi-distracted by this small child that's appeared out of nowhere. You hear the sound of more movement coming from up on the balcony, kind of cracking, not like bones, but more like something cracking into shape, and stone scraping. And the chanting that you could hear that was quite low to start with has definitely crescendoed and is echoing around the place, and it stops abruptly, and you see the statue stepping off its podium. It's now much bigger actually than it was, and it has this huge fan covering the majority of its face, which it slowly moves away in a very graceful turn of the fan. You see these double chins with 4 huge mouths covered in teeth, with more tentacles that drape down across this bloated, horrific entity before you. Could I have sanity rolls from the 4 of you, please?
I'm feeling uncomfortable. Keep her.
Can I put my
I
jellyfish
don't-
back on?
I failed.
I just passed. No,
I just failed.
No, I failed.
Oh, you do not want to be failing this.
I just
failed.
Well,
failed.
I did.
I failed. I wouldn't have failed until you took that 10 off me, but I have
Okay.
now.
Yes. Right. So, who was it who passed? Sorry, was that Liu?
No, I failed terribly. I
One
failed
of
by
you passed,
10.
I think.
No,
I
I failed.
thought
Yeah,
I did.
Alan. But
I thought I
just
did
passed.
originally, but I just realised.
Well, we all went gibber.
You all failed.
We all failed.
Well, I suppose you were dead lucky with another avatar, so you weren't going to be lucky with this one. Okay, so going round then.
Of course, the statue comes
Okay.
to life.
I've already got
Alan,
10.
you poor sod. You lose 20. I'll get to what
Jesus
happened
Christ.
to you in a moment. Andrew, you lose 1.
Fuck off.
The power of the Bible speaketh to me.
Annie, 6. Liu, 8.
25% sanity loss today.
Okay, so you're indefinite. Okay, Alan. Also, because of your state at the moment, you also don't need to roll intelligence. Liu, can you give me an intelligence roll?
So I'm down to 35 now. I started with 65.
Intelligence.
Of
course. Of fucking course, I passed.
I
passed.
passed that.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
You are smart enough to know what's coming. You are smart enough
Okay.
to comprehend the horror.
So, all
Right.
3 of you, can you roll me a D100, please?
3 or 4.
Where?
See, I told you to shoot the damn
Oh,
bitch
yeah.
before,
Not-
you
not-
know.
All
Ronnie.
3 of you, roll me a D100.
42.
42.
93.
Okay.
100.
And yes, Lord
I mean, it's
Morbius,
worse.
yes, I agree completely.
Yes. Okay. 100 doesn't always mean worse.
Oh, it's probably the best time to roll 100.
The only good time to roll 100.
Okay, right. I'll just
Except when
go
you're doing a lot.
round. I'll go round that way or that way, probably on camera, just because it's easy for me to remember who's doing what.
I made it into 2 sessions, so
We don't know what's even happening yet. It
It's
could be something
Cthulhu, and
really
he's just lost
awesome.
20 sanity. I think we can. I
Mhm.
think we can glean certain information
Well,
from those 2 facts.
You're certainly indefinitely insane from losing 20. Since I believe you started with 65.
I did.
So this is definitely going to manifest quite strongly. And you're
So
going to need
over
to...
the period I've been here, I've lost 30 sanity.
Yep. Where the hell is it? There we go. Let me just check the name. Maybe that. I'm just poring over something. Might be a bit too harsh. Actually, yeah. Roll me another D100, please, Alan.
46.
46.
Oh, come on. You just lost 20. Have mercy.
That's actually possibly quite appropriate. Yeah, so you've had experience mining for opals and so on. You've been deep down in the earth, and your brain tries to latch on to just something, a fragment of something you can remember back in Australia, where everything seemed to be normal and fine. And you remember smelling something that some of your colleagues used to try and break away a bit of the earth. Quite a pleasant smelling liquid, but also very highly flammable, aka ether. You feel like you want to smell that again, that familiarity. You want to breathe in those fumes. So the closest thing you can think of is possibly one of these two pools. Maybe that has some sort of smell that you can glean from it and just soak your senses with it.
Okay. So I'm going to rush over and jump into one.
Okay. Any in particular, or are you just going to go for something random?
It's going to be the mucky one.
The mucky one.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
the dice. That's what the dice says.
All right. So you rush on over and jump in, and we'll come back to you in a moment. Annie, you rolled a 42. Is it the meaning of life? Let's see.
Biak is the meaning of life.
Yes, that is interesting because technically it says that you try to appeal to an existing mania prioritizing it over survival. So I suppose, yes, that is a suitable enough mania. You feel like one of them. You feel like you can't wait any longer. You must become one of them yourself and deal with this creature.
Wait, is what, the one in the pond?
As in the bloated woman up above.
Oh, the statue.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't really register it as a creature. Right, got you. Okay. Ah!
And 93 for Liu.
Yes.
You can also roll me a d100, if you please. Sorry, I keep hitting this thing.
37.
37.
Yes.
Thirty-seven. 37. Okay. As you stare at this creature and try to make sense of what on earth it could be, you start seeing these smaller, almost like worms, like just tiny little worms, start shedding off it and moving down its body. And it reminds you of scuttling insects that litter the streets of Shanghai. And this terrifies you. This gives you a whole new meaning of terror when seeing insects. So you have a phobia now of insects.
Yeah. For fuck's sake.
And Andrew, you're somehow fine. You're confiding in your Bible and in God, which somehow worked at the moment. So that
Faith protecteth me from all. And if you believe that one, I'll tell you another. But I'm going with faith is protected.
that is the bloated woman's go. So before the rest of you act, I think now's a good time to take a break.
All right. See you in
Okay.
5.
See you at the
See you
boys.
in a bit. Hello.
All right.
There's this light tapping next door. They're doing some sort of hammering, but it's not like bang 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 either. It's really weird, almost like kind of tapping, like
Yeah, it's been going
damn.
for hours and hours.
I mean, I got the neighbors upstairs, an old couple that sometimes have their niece over, and apparently their niece likes to bang rhythmically on the
Oh
floor.
no.
Yes. While working from home is super cool, not disturbing at all.
Right.
Awesome and key. Okay, so
I would just like to voice the obvious, the most scary thought that is now going on. I could
What?
be the sanest person here.
You are right now, that's for sure.
That's scary.
I have rolled for the soldiers as well. So you'll see in a second if they also suffered a similar fate to the other three. Going back up, actually, it is actually no, it isn't. It is Alan technically first. So obviously your mind is a little fragile. Do you do anything on your go? You're muted. You're muted.
I'm running over and jumping into this pool.
You are, aren't you? I have a very short-term memory today. Okay, you jump in, and
Can I just
it's
say my shortest lived character was 3 sessions. I think this counts as 1.5.
It's not dead yet.
Yeah.
it feels quite sort of lukewarm for a bit, but as you fall down, or maybe you swim, up to you. But it starts getting cooler the deeper down you go. It is quite murky, but in a very benign way, and you can't smell being under this water, and you can't get a sense that you're anywhere near this lovely smell, this lovely memory you have of home.
Must be the other pool then.
You can, however, give me a listen roll. There's some sort of background noise coming from somewhere.
Oh yeah, I believe it's my girlfriend talking. I'm gonna close the door. Just a sec.
Okay, that's a hard pass.
Hard pass.
No, sorry,
Okay.
it's not. I'm looking at library use. Sorry, no, that's a normal pass.
You research the water. Okay, no, still fine. Oh, okay.
It's a good excuse for jumping into it. I'm researching it.
Okay, that's an interesting roll. Okay, so you think you do hear something down here, and then almost like it didn't realize you were there, you feel something collide with you, or like run or swim into you. I mean, I'll be swimming, obviously, since you're in the water. Yes, we'll come back to you in a second. Next up is gonna be technically New China Army plus Liu. So what are you intending to do this turn, Liu, given what you've just seen?
Of course, I'm scared shitless by this stuff crawling on the skin of the statue. So I believe that I will try, grasped by fear, to shoot that thing. So I shoot it. How much is it? I guess I got the three the 3 shots I can do, of course, with penalty, etc.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Is that 3 for the gun? I don't recall.
Yeah,
Okay.
3, but with penalties.
Okay. So I'm doing all 3. Oh,
Ronnie's
penalties.
got a
Sorry.
point. You know how it ended last time when you tried shooting a god?
Okay, I miss with the first. I hit with the second.
Okay.
That's a regular pass, though.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I miss with the third.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, you can roll your damage for that one that you hit with.
That's a total 5.
5. Okay. No problemo. Okay, so yeah, you hit it in one of its larger tentacles and it flinches it back just briefly and then looks over in your direction with these lidless, pupilless eyes.
No.
Whilst that's going on, the New China army have kind of crowded round Chu, who is screaming again at this bloated woman, shouting that it's a demon and that it must be vanquished. So they've kind of moved in front of him because he's not able to do anything with his guns. He's a bit far gone at the moment, but they do try and take a shot at this creature. So that's a hit. That's another hit. That's another hit. Not quite extreme. Okay. Oof. Terrible damage rolls. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay. Okay, so they're busy trying to shoot it up where it is. Okay, then next up we have again together Andrew and Annie.
Well, I'm going to contact the Great Byakuya in the sky. I'm going to cast the spell Contact Winged One.
Okay. So that will be a hard power roll to cast it correctly.
Okay. And because I'm insane, I will spend the 34 luck it takes,
Okay.
leaving me with 7 luck. I mean, I'm nuts right now, right? I'm the Great Byakuya. I'm a Byakuya, and I need to contact the Great Byakuya in the sky to deal with this statue.
Mm-hmm. Now you got the spell from Ho Feng's collection, didn't you?
Didn't make a note of that.
Well, I'm 99% sure that's where you got it from, but that's fine. And I'm also 99% sure who or what you're going to summon, but I'm just double checking.
Oh, it's a summon. Joy.
Well, it's contact, which does inadvertently lead to a summon. So,
Yes, it's the 4-stage spell process. Contact said thing, summon said thing, bind said thing, banish said thing. We'll get something wrong.
Oh dear, oh dear.
yes. Okay. So you say the words, you do the movements, and you pour all of your mental energy into this. And as we go round to the next person, you see this crack just form out of thin air up above you, and this large wing starts coming through, materializing.
Super Byakuya!
Andrew, what would you like to do?
I'm going to take a shot at the creature, this nice bloated,
Okay.
many-mouthed thing. What I do want to know is from Liu, is that your sort of state of mind, or is that you pronouncing the name of a hitherto unknown mythos monster? Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Oh.
Because just rolled off the tongue. Yeah, I'm going to shoot.
Okay.
As long as I get the right dice. I'm quite happy to use a D8 instead of a D10. There's more chance of me rolling under, but
I don't make the rules.
You know what? I am going to spend 7 points of luck to take that to a hard pass.
There's not really much point because hard never makes a difference unless they're
That's true.
better at dodging. In this case, no. So that I would keep them if I were you.
Yeah, okay. Right, I'll just
Okay,
hear that.
regular hits.
4 points of damage.
4.
4. A measly flipping 4.
If it helps, that's what the Newtown Army were rolling as well, twice in a row for damage. Okay, so you're busy shooting at that thing. Okay, next up is the young girl. So the young girl still has her eye on Liu, and to start with, maybe during your madness stupor, she's sort of tugging a bit on your shirt. But now she's bored, and she basically just tries to push you over, clamber on top of you, something in this slightly wild, feral state that she, do you think, turns into or was maybe suppressing beforehand?
What the fuck? No, get off me, girl.
You're not an insect, but you'll do.
Fuck.
She does in Chinese. So she is going to make a roll. You can fight back or like use a grapple maneuver to try and keep her off you or push her off you.
Yeah, I'm trying and push her off. Is that a
Okay.
brawl check I need to make?
Yes. What's your build? Is that
My
one?
build is the no bonus die. I don't know why it's not loading, but I got 0 as build.
It's a 0. Okay. Let me just double check her build. It's not to do with bonus necessarily, unless they're different. Build. Oh, is -2. So actually, you do get a bonus. So yes, it will be a brawl roll
Okay, with a bonus.
with a bonus. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fairly the way.
Okay. She actually fumbled. So I'll say that whilst you don't get her off, you still happen to kind of hold her in a way that hurts her. Maybe you get like something in, like, near her face or an eye or something, but it's enough to subdue her for a second.
That's more than enough.
Okay, so back up to the top. So Chumin is still shrieking for them to take down this creature, so the army are going to still take some more shots. Volley. Okay, only 1 hit this time. Not brilliant. Okay, so another bullet goes in. At which point it is going to extend one of its tentacles to quite an alarming size and length and try and either grab or swat possibly at one of the soldiers shooting at her. So let's see.
The soldiers, okay.
Again. Well, she does have 2 attacks, so I might decide to aim them at one of you. We shall see.
Fuck.
In fact, actually, yes, because she was looking at you, wasn't she? Okay,
No.
yes.
No, she was not.
You're
You're
she was.
mistaken.
Yeah, no, I do remember.
Now,
Okay.
come on. Now, to be fair, this is the same keeper who just moments ago said that you were suffering from short-term memory. How can you be clear? How can you be sure that she was looking at us when only a few minutes ago you said that you were having problems with your short-term memory?
Well, we
I've
forgot
just,
that, obviously.
I've just made sure I'm going to get one of the ones shot in my direction now.
Liu definitely shot at her, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Oh, that's a very hit towards the soldier.
That's a
And
very hit. Okay.
that's a very hit.
That's no words we want to hear.
Okay, you see one of the tentacles coming towards you, Liu, so you are able to dodge.
Yes, will do. Oh, okay, it's a pass.
Would you like to spend some luck to make that any better?
I guess I should, by the way you're telling me. Let me see. Yes, I am. Spending 7 to make it a hard.
Okay, so it makes a beeline for you, and you just manage to roll out of the way. You feel a slight wind as it comes past, or like movement of wind. However, the poor soldier that was too busy trying to shoot and keep up her rifle gets grabbed by one of the other ones, and she screams as it pulls her back towards one of these mouths that is opening up and pursing its lips to hers. However, she is busy doing that. Next up, it is actually your move proper, Liu.
Okay, so this time, even though I'm still terrified, of course I'm trying to shoot, if I may, the tendril that is pulling this soldier.
Yeah.
Or at least where it attaches to this thing. Face,
Yeah.
or whatever that is.
No, so kind of more in the bust area, or just above the bust.
Okay.
Whereas the mouths kind of are still round the face, but they're just a bit more hanging or drooping lower. But yes, you can certainly do.
Either way, I'm shooting.
Okay.
Slightly disgusted by your description.
Good.
No, it's a fail.
Okay. Yeah. You're shaking slightly as you're trying to aim, and fortunately you don't hit her, but at the same time you don't hit her, as it were. Okay. Next up is apologies, Alan, I did technically miss you out. So yeah, so you've this thing has collided with you, and it felt, you think it's maybe one of your crew to start with, but you feel these scales on it, and then you see these big fish eyes as it looks at you in shock. You can try and swim away. Kind of use your reflex to swim away if you're able to. How was your swim?
Well, I dived in, and it's not what I was expecting. I was just thinking, oh, this isn't it. Perhaps it's the other pool. Then this thing hit me, and I sort of panic, thinking about sea monsters and stuff. So I want to turn quickly and just kick out to launch myself off back to the surface.
Yeah. You're going to need to give me a swim roll.
Great.
Nobody ever uses swim, so I might as well do it now.
Oh, I'm going to use 7 to make it a pass.
Okay, so you do manage to kick away. It's still a little bit startled. So yeah, you manage to swim out of its reach. It does try and grab you with a webbed hand, but you're too quick. It's definitely adrenaline flight, shall we say. As you head back up, you surface, you breathe in, sort of
sucking a big lung of air
and try and clamber out towards the surface. It might still catch up with you, but that's next turn. Okay, so next up again simultaneously is Andrew and Annie.
Shooting again.
Shooting the creature. Okay.
I rolled 11.
Is that an extreme?
That's an extreme.
Oh, okay. Roll your damage.
That'll do nicely.
Do it.
$18 damage in total.
18. Okay. Right. Okay, so just as she is kind of little what's the word? She is retrieving this soldier and is about to, you think, give her a rather deathly, disgusting kiss on one of her mouths. Your bullet finds its way home, and she starts sagging even more, almost like she's maybe melting or deflating, and all these folds of her skin and her flesh start folding over each other and clambering into this horrible mess on the floor. The tentacles start going a bit weaker, and when that happens, as soon as she is able to, the soldier gets it off her neck and starts running away. The heap on the floor then starts tearing in half, and there's this horrible, deafening sound of this happening. And you hear, in fact, actually, no, not that familiar to most of you, although it is to Annie. You hear this very familiar sound, Annie, this shrieking that you remember hearing on the mountainside in Kenya, as this large tongue finds its way out of the ground, out of the monster somewhere, you don't know exactly where, before it launches itself up or kind of stretches up into the sky and then disappears. Your other figure, shall we say, or your friend is coming through. And the more you look, the more you realize this is not what you thought it was. This wing is much bigger. And you see another flying creature, or a different one, shall we say, come out. One that your predecessors certainly have seen before. Although it looks to you inquisitively as this large eye comes out and says, "I don't believe you were meant to call me, were you?"
Ah!
So it's not the thing that you expected.
I'm going to hop forward and start pecking at the statue. Ah!
You kind of have to go all the way up the stairs at this point.
Okay. I kind of bounce forward.
Okay. The flying creature is kind of waiting for you to respond to it. Are you going to do that, or are you just ignoring it?
Well, as I'm bouncing forward towards the statue, I'll turn to it and go, "Ah!"
Okay. Alan is surfacing out of the water. Liu, fortunately, well, actually, both of you are still kind of going through a bout of madness. So in terms of this, you're fine. But Andrew, you see this thing for the first time. Could I have a sanity roll from you, please?
Yeah, I believe that's the first time for me to seeing it as well.
Yes, but you're going through a bout of madness, so you don't need to roll.
Okay.
The one upside of a bout of madness.
You know, the great irony is that this could be the thing that teaches me over the edge after I didn't get that. Yeah, I've failed.
Oh dear. Okay. Can't remember if it's a D6 or more, but I'll have a look.
D6, what? That's nothing.
Hey, I just took on a D20 and got 1. So, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If the keeper rolls a 2 here, this thing has actually done more
no,
to my fragility than.
I was incorrect. Another lucky roll, Mr. McNairn. You lose 3. So you do flinch back in fright. You can't help but hold up your Bible, almost like a defense mechanism towards this thing.
What art thou? Although I must admit, the scariest thing I've seen so far is Annie hopping up these steps, trying to chip this statue with her nose.
Okay.
It's possibly the weirdest thing I've seen so far.
Yep.
Okay. So let's keep to initiative because we're not quite over with the combat yet. There are still more things.
Oh, come on.
So, Chu, he's still in this bout of madness, shall I say. But he is very pleased that his soldiers have vanquished this demon. So he rushes up the stairs to, you think, maybe check to see if it's dead. And the soldiers follow as well. You also hop along behind Annie with your weird honking noises, I guess. But they almost immediately start shooting something. Not the statue, something further away or inside this kind of large balcony. And you hear the sound of somebody grunting, maybe to try and get out of the way. So they're busy doing that, and I'm just going to make a couple of rolls for their shooty. That's the wrong place I'm looking. No, that's a miss, and that is a hit. Although, does he dodge? Possibly. Oh, okay. You hear a pew as a bullet ricochets off a piece of rock, you think, somewhere up there. Annie, as you hop on up, it's quite hard going, actually, after a bit. There's quite a lot of stairs, and you're only hopping up, so your calves are killing you by the time you get up there. But yeah, you see that there's nothing really left on the floor where this bloated woman was, apart from just bits of skin and a horrible stench of death. There's interestingly some rooms further up here, or rather further into this higher part. Some cloisters as well, and you think that somebody is hiding behind a cloister because the soldiers are essentially trying to shoot at whoever's behind there. But they're keeping down in cover.
Okay.
So that's what you see. However, Liu, you technically still at first.
Yeah, I ask the little girl, what the fuck was that?
Oh, she immediately realizes what's happened. She's kind of been a little bit confounded by you throwing her off, and she immediately starts clambering on you again.
Okay, so I'll try to push her off again. Meanwhile, asking her to hide behind the soldiers, because I don't really have time to babysit.
Is that a genuine sort of trying to persuade her, or are you just being sassy?
No, of course, I want her not to be in the line of fire. Of course. I genuinely believe I don't have the time to deal with her personally. So maybe there will be some soldier with a little bit of a paternal inclination to deal with her. Something
She doesn't
like that.
seem particularly interested in such a deal or concept.
Okay, let's make it this way. You can stay with me. You can follow me. You won't clamp me. Is that a deal?
Let me think for a second. She looks at you with a kind of a glint in her eyes, shall we say? And he says, "Okay, but you must follow. Come and help."
Follow you where and help who?
Help the soldiers. And she points up.
Okay, lead the way.
Okay, so she takes you by the hand, kind of whether you like it or not, and you start heading on up towards the stairs.
I
Alan.
make sign to the others that we should go up.
Okay. Alan, you're trying to clamber out of the
Yeah,
water.
push
You
myself
can make
out.
me either a strength or a dex roll as you feel something move around your feet.
They're both the same, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay then. ¿Por qué no los dos?
That is a fail. That's an 86.
Okay. Oh, however, as it swipes, you hear a gurgling sound. As quite comically, it rolled 100, and all I can think of is maybe it pulled a muscle. So you kind of see a bit of bubbling as well from the going on. So even though you don't fully get out, you avoid it enough that it doesn't get you. So it does take you a bit of clumsy clambering, but you do manage to get out of the water. Actually, can you roll me a d10? I almost forgot.
4.
Okay, so the longing or the want for this memory is starting to fade away. But even so, whilst you're getting more lucid, you are feeling very much like you don't want to stay around here for very long.
Okay.
Given where you are and the danger and so on.
Right, okay. I just want to pull myself into this pool, up onto the side of this pool at the moment.
Okay, no problem. So next up again simultaneously is Andrew and Annie.
Not quite sure what to do at this point.
You can hear the shooting going on. They are using rifles after all. They're not like
Yeah,
silencers or anything.
I'll head in that general direction.
Okay, so you're following Annie. Annie, you technically have a little bit you can do to act if you want, unless you want to just kind of watch everything happen.
No, I'm going to hop forward to this person hiding behind the pillar.
Okay, you hear the sound of some of the soldiers going, "What are you doing? Get out of the way!"
Ah!
Okay. This is interesting.
Is it?
So, yes, it is.
It is slightly disturbing.
It's just funny because let me just get up another picture. You see this person cowering behind one of the pillars, Annie, who looks up at you a little bit startled by your behavior, but obviously can tell that you're not on his side either. So he's going to try and punch you or something to that amount. Technically you can still dodge if you want to, even though you're in your
I'm pecking
hopping
him.
motion. Oh yes, that's right. You're trying to peck him, so you're
So I'm gonna
fighting
try and
back
peck him
with
to
it.
death.
Awesome.
It's a bite, basically.
I
I don't know how to roll this. I've got a fighting brawl of 25. I mean that. Oh my word, 07.
Oh Jesus Christ! It would technically still be like a D3, like a regular brawl, but
You know what? I'm going to spend 2 luck and make it an extreme.
So you basically
Well,
headbutt him.
What is pecking damage?
It'll be a D3 again. Like
I headbutt with teeth, so that would be, was it 3 plus D3 then, isn't it?
Why 3 plus D3? What
I
do you mean?
extremed.
Oh no! With a blunt, it's just your maximum, so it'll be a 3.
Oh, okay. I won't bother doing my luck then. That seems a bit pointless.
So
but
we have the extremely polite Annie Jones going around giving the Glasgow kiss to everyone she can possibly get near.
Basically, yes. So what are you rolling? Your regular damage because he failed his dodge. Oh, no,
yeah,
not his dodge. Beg your pardon. He failed
so
his
it's
dodge.
a hard pass, and I've hit for 2.
Okay. Oh no, I haven't actually put up his HP. What even is it? Give me a second. No.
That means he has none and he dies in one go.
Nope, that is incorrect, sir. Okay, so 2, you said. False to ground? No. Okay. Okay, so you give him a kind of a headbutt / a bite, and he cries out in pain and possibly swears at you in Shanghainese. So next up then, okay, so the young girl is leading you up, leading up the stairs, going quite quick, and she takes you round to this pillar in a set of cloisters. You can see just glancing around that there are other rooms that you think you can explore up here. But she says, "Yes, you've got to come and meet my daddy."
Oh no!
And you see this weird sight of Annie trying to bite him to death as he's hiding behind this pillar. But he does see you, and he thinks maybe he's got a shot at you, possibly. Not with a gun, but maybe something more magical, as he raises up a hand. However, it's not his go as of yet. Actually, is it? Is it? What spell am I going to use?
So, I mean, he has someone at butting his face while biting his cheeks and decide to go all spellcaster on my ass.
I mean, maybe. Let me think.
He's got a prioritizing problem, this man.
I'm just deciding if he's going to do this or not. He might not, given what's going on. Okay. Actually, can both of you give me a D10 roll, please?
Who's both?
As in,
Right.
sorry, Liu and Annie.
That's a 5.
10.
Okay, right, fine. So none of you are getting particularly lucid like Alan at this point. You're still going to be a little bit longer about madness. Okay. Okay, so actually he raised his hand a little bit and then changes his mind and rethinks his strategy, looking at the two of you in your mental state. So that's not going to happen for now. So that's happened. No. Okay, at that point, all of you feel the ground shake just a slight amount, and the sound of a small amount of rock just shedding off the ceiling a little bit, and this boo from outside. It is Chumin and the New China Army, so they are going to, I guess, move around to try and get into a position where they won't be able to shoot the two of you as well. So they'll try and flank, basically. They shout at you to get down, but they don't wait for you to do so. Okay. Ooh. One of them got an extreme. I can't add. What am I even doing? I did that. Oh, okay. So as you see this slight fleeting of Ho Fong trying to decide what to do with the two of you, you hear a bullet go off, and you see blood just start dripping down from his eyes as you realize that something has hit him in the back of the head, and he falls to the ground.
Oh, yes.
Oh no. This kid is going to go mental.
You
We don't care about that.
kind of, in fact, I'll take. I'll
Yeah,
take
of
him off.
course, it's close to me, not to you.
Hence why I'm
anyone-
not caring.
If anyone has seen the Megan and Andre sketches from Key and Peele, you'll know what I mean. But basically, she just kind of as if she's about to rage into this tearful rampage, but she's kind of on the verge of about to burst. However, before her, it is Alan next. You're muted.
I'm muted.
Can I pull myself out of this pool I'm in?
Yeah, you've pretty much already done that, but you clambered out, so it took you a little bit longer.
I'll collapse for a minute on the side of the pool, just and then hear this shooting going on, and look around. Is there anyone else down here with me?
Thank you, Neffy. Yes, indeed.
I just read that. That's spot on.
Apart from a couple of your crew and a few other victims who are just kind of trying to find a safe place, not really. No, everyone's on this upper floor.
Right, and this urge for this smell and this substance
That appears to have faded away. Yeah.
Okay.
All you can smell is what's down here, which is sort of a general sulfuric, volcanic smell.
And the only way out seems to be the only other way out. It seems to be up these stairs.
Up the stairs behind you, you think, or maybe there's an exit in the stairs or up the stairs where the others are, but you don't know. You have no idea where you are.
Okay, I'll head over to the stairs where the others went and go up, because if everyone's up there.
Okay. Yeah, you go up and again, you see the same thing. So a few cloisters, a couple of rooms. There's some commotion going on behind one of the pillars. You heard a shot and somebody fall to the ground. And Liu is with this small girl who's looking on at her father who's been shot in the head. Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew and Annie. Oh, sorry, no, beg your pardon. Liu. Apologies.
I really don't know what to do with this kid.
One of two things: you either calm her down or you run.
What I'd like to do instead is to like hug her to constrain her.
Okay.
So that she can go apeshit with her arms.
Okay. Give me a strength roll.
Not brawl.
No, not really, because you're not punching her or something like that.
I'm grappling her.
You're kind of trying to hold her tight. You're not grappling. She's not coming towards you at the minute.
It's a regular.
Okay. So given she's quite small, as long as you keep away from her mouth and like her biting, gnashing teeth, you can hold her in place. That is fine. Okay, now it's Andrew and Annie. So Annie, you've just seen Ho Fong go down in front of you. Andrew, I believe you were trying to get away from this haunted horror, shall we say, with your Bible.
Yes.
Well, I better go back downstairs and speak to the not super Biarki.
It's looking a little bored at this stage.
So I hop back down.
You hop back down.
Mhm.
Actually, Andrew, you notice it. Well, it's very hard to actually work out where it ends and where it begins. It keeps distorting. But you think it's noticed the noise upstairs. And you think it's quite interested in that.
Oh, actually, has my own Biarki I summoned turned up yet?
Technically, no.
Okay.
It's not been 18.
At the risk of doing something extremely stupid, I'm going to take a shot at it.
Oh, hang on. This is a hunting horror thing, right?
It's a hunting horror, yes.
Yeah. I'm still on mission though, right? I just think I'm a Biarki, so take the egg. The egg. Bullet. Take it.
You really think I can lift that thing?
Are you weak?
When I realised that they're communicating to each other, I'm going to hold off the shot. I've still got the Bible in front of me, though.
It is for my master, after all. Why should I tamper with such a thing?
What does it do?
Oh, you'll see.
Tell me.
If your mind can comprehend such a thing.
Tell me.
It basically either doesn't want to tell you or can't be bothered because it thinks it's more fun to keep you hanging, as it were. It starts making its way up the larger stairs towards the outside. You can still try and shoot it, Andrew, if you want.
I'm suddenly wondering if I should shoot the egg instead.
Well, it's not an egg.
Yeah.
But that's the other campaign. Although it's a bullet. You could also shoot the bullet if you want.
Should I put a bullet in the bullet?
I mean, I don't know what that would do, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried I might fucking hit it and blow it all to smithereens and us with it. I really don't like the idea of that thing getting outside, so I am going to take a shot at it.
As in the hunting horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to upset it.
You want that
Please,
thing outside?
miss.
As long as I'm inside.
Please, miss.
I'm going to spend 4 points of luck.
Uh-huh. Yes.
To make that an extreme.
Ah.
Annie, I just want to tell you that even though we had our disagreements, I'm your friend. So please tell your new friend that we are friends. Caw.
Okay. Andrew, you think it anticipates or maybe hears your gun cock, but you also anticipate it possibly dodging, so you do get a hit. What is the damage?
12 plus, it's 12 plus D10 plus 2, isn't it?
No, it's just a 12 plus a D10.
12 plus a D10.
Yeah.
19.
19.
Andrew's decided he's lived long enough.
Well, what can I say? We've decided 3 sessions is this new surviving for less than 3 sessions is this new kind of a trophy that one of us is going for, and I figure all the smart money's been on you, so I'm just going to take the wide bet.
Okay. It shrieks and turns back around.
Not surprised, I
And-
just shot it in the arse.
Makes a die for you, Andrew.
I think I might dodge that.
You can try.
Hope you were light for lunch because you're about to eat a lot of dirt.
That would be an extreme pass as well. I rolled 13.
Jesus Christ.
You just managed to avoid its claws and it scrapes the dirt
My dice are doing okay
as
for
it
me
comes
tonight.
around.
Winged beast, begone! Well, not begone. I'm trying to stop you from begoning.
Okay. So while that's going on, so Chumin and the army have seen this creature and start open firing on it. Since they're all directing their bullets towards it, and it's a big target, they get a couple more bullets in. It almost moans in just either boredom or something that it does not want to be here anymore. So it twists and turns in the air, and also, like the bloated woman, disappears. It twists itself around and just disappears into the ether. More booming sounds outside, by the way. But for now, everything is calm-ish in the cavern, except for this piercing, crying, squirming young girl in Liu's arms.
Mm.
Can you keep your daughter quiet?
Just because all children look alike doesn't mean it's automatically his.
I don't know.
And you didn't put that on the racial side of things.
You're both Chinese.
I didn't notice that.
We are technically, though, out of initiative.
I'm sorry?
We are out of initiative.
Okay. So is she, of course, making a mess and...
Oh, she is relentless. She is not backing down. She can't get out because you're just too strong, but she will just scream and shout and just cause piercing screams all around.
Okay. I'll try and ask her nicely to calm down, that I'm sorry for what happened. Yet.
Go
No,
on.
not yet. I'm making what?
Make me a psychology roll.
Psychology. Oh, that's not that shit. This roll is, though. No, I fail.
Okay. I mean, she's not really paying attention to what you're saying. Maybe it's because she just saw her own father get killed in front of her. But yeah, that's all you can really gauge from her. You don't know how long she's been like this.
Can I ask, hopefully waiting for an answer, what she wanted me to do with helping the soldiers and leading me to her father?
Okay. She calls you all the worst names under the sun.
Imbecile.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I'll try and lift her and take her downstairs away from that site,
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
and hopefully find a way for someone to restrain her somehow.
I mean, there is a big cage-like structure. You could always chuck her in if you want.
Doesn't sound like something I will do, though. But I don't see any other
Or
possibilities.
there's some magma. There's quite
No,
quite a lot of
that's
magma.
even worse.
You would need to get the door open though. That the army did set up some charges to blow some of the hinges off and so on, but they got kind of distracted, as you could probably tell. So you could either do that or try and break the door so you can actually open it. There's still a few people inside, by the way.
Okay,
that
isn't
either
there
kind of
anybody
rocking,
that can help me?
shivering. Well, the others could if they want. But there's a lot to do potentially.
Ah!
Oh, by the way, Liu, you're definitely now more lucid. The feeling of like crawling insects and so on has disappeared. Whether it's down to the girl being incredibly distracting or not, you don't know, but you've forgotten about it. And Annie, yeah, you're starting to feel less angular in your body, if that makes sense. You are, however, indefinitely insane.
Human hands. Ah!
Oh God, we now have someone who was human, who believed that they were Biyaki, who now believes they're a Biyaki who has suddenly turned human.
Byakuception. So, Leo is taking the girl down to the lower floor. Annie is starting to come round and realizing she's got more human-shaped fingers and so on. What are the other two doing?
Are these soldiers still trying to get through this door?
They're kind of they're just over the fact they've tried to shoot this flying apparition that's appeared.
Yeah, I just sort of go, come on, man, this door here. We came here to stop what's going on here. Let's focus on the
Right.
mission.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, they go down. They set up the rest of the charges. Could you give me a group luck roll, please?
Oh, I got
My luck
25.
is 7.
Yeah, I
Becky.
guess
It'll
it's
be Becky.
that.
We failed.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
They set up the charges and they're ready to blow off some of these bars, but there are still a few people too close, so they will take some damage if they press the button, as it were.
Have they still got the jellyfish on?
No, but at the same time, they don't look particularly with it. Some of them are kind of rocking, others are shivering or cowering. But yeah, there are some that are too close to the blast radius.
Can't rescue survivors without breaking a few heads.
They're only human.
Says the priest.
I never said I was a Boy Scout.
You're a priest.
I agree.
No,
they're
I'm a
only
minister.
humans.
Priest is an entirely different faction of the church.
Do these people look Chinese?
Some of them do. Some of them, they look Caucasian. You don't know what language they speak, though. But given their complexion, could be Russian, possibly, which makes sense. But again, it's quite sort of international in Shanghai, so it could be French as well, possibly.
Well, I'm telling the Chinese that they need to move back and bring the others.
Okay. You could give me an intimidate roll if you're kind of trying to force them back with your words.
Yeah, I'm shouting. I mean, my intimidate is shit. And of course, fuck you, fucking dice. No, I fail.
They just start sobbing, but they don't move. So they're obviously, flinching back from your words, but they're not moving. They're not comprehending really what you're saying.
I'll walk up to one, grab their arm, and start pulling them away.
They're on the other side of the bars, but they're too close.
Yeah, they're in
Yes.
this cell.
So
They're in the
there's,
cell on the ground floor.
It's like an alcove or like a small cave with bars, and they're too
just-
close to the edge of the bars.
I just punch through the bars.
Okay.
Anyone that's up against the bars, just punch them.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
not feeling much empathy with humans at the minute. So
Well, you
Just
are.
getting
It
the
is-
job done.
It is wearing off, but yeah, I'll say you
Mm.
get a couple of punches and kicks in before you finally properly come round. And yeah, one of them, cowers away and tries to crawl away from you.
There we go. Done.
Yep.
Boom button time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Go find some the aforementioned safe distance.
Alan, I didn't really pinpoint like a specific mania or phobia on. I just gave you kind of a mania of a bit like nostalgia. So you wanted to get a memory of home. Are you indefinitely insane as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So those of you who are indefinitely insane, bear in mind that doesn't mean that you're always constantly insane. At the minute, you're technically underlying, so anything else that you get at the minute is going to set you off. But you're still lucid. You're okay. Just about.
Well, I didn't come down from the balcony when everyone else. I was just sort of like I'm just wandering around up there, looking around, and I might stay for a while, staring at the body. I mean, a bit of shock, and I'm staring at the Hofunk's body for a while, and I'll wander off and look around. And very detached at that.
Okie dokie. Where is that map gone? Map. Here we go. Okay, so yes, so there are a couple of rooms that you can see. and they kind of go one after the other. So you might wander towards it a little bit. Appears to be some sort of workshop, possibly. Definitely somewhere where items are kept. By the way, you're not quite in line with the top of this bullet, but you're near the top. And you notice more and more that its top appears to be flat, like flatter than you expected for a bullet.
Okay. Strangest design for a bullet.
You could give me an intelligence roll, although it would need to be a very good one.
It's a 30, which is a hard pass.
Okay. You think that, especially given you remember there was sort of banging and clattering, therefore things were being built, it's possible that even though it looks very intact, it might not be 100% finished.
Oh, well, they're still building it, so it's not ready to fire. Is there some sort of like platform or walkway out to the bullet from up here?
No.
Oh.
There's ways up to it from the ground floor.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no walkway out to it or anything.
Okay, I'll just look around these rooms for a minute before I wander downstairs.
Okie dokie. Okay. Yeah, so the first one, like I said, is basically a workshop of sorts. Let's have a look. See. When you go into the room, there are these two thick lead doors. They're open, but at the same time, they could definitely seal off this whole area if needs be. So when you go in, first thing you see is a chronometer. There's also various shelves and tables strewn with really strange wires and machinery parts, nothing like you've seen in your mining career or experience of that or anything. There's also some books and papers in here. They're fairly tidy. It definitely looks actually like this place has been tidied up a little bit recently.
Okay, I'll sort of like just run my hand through some stuff on the bench and I'll pick up a bit of component and look at it and just throw it back on the desk and maybe look at
Okay.
the spine of a book, see what the title is, and throw it back.
Okie dokie. Okay, so the first thing you run your hand over are these. Actually, no. It's some sort of unit, kind of domed, a bit like a lemon juicer. Probably the best thing you can think of. Basically, it's when you look inside it, because it's got this sort of more hollow bit inside, it's crammed with these odd little wheels, multicolored wires, tiny panels, very, very intricate and so on. Do you have any electrical repair?
Electrical repair. Let me see. Only the base 10.
Yeah. You don't have any engineering or physics, do you, under science?
I have geology under
Geology.
science. Heavy machinery, but it's not heavy machinery.
According to this book, no, although I am happy to let you roll just in case you get something decent.
That is that's a big fail.
Big fail. Okay. Yeah, you are absolutely confuddled by this piece of equipment. It makes no sense to you.
I do have electrical repair, but I need to know what to do with the girl first.
Indeed.
And of course, you have to tell me.
Indeed. Well, by the time you get down the stairs, the others have blown up the bars, so the prisoners are able to get out of their little cubby hole.
minister to them as best as possible.
Okay, and I put the girl back in.
Okay. They've kind of blown the bars off, though. That's the only thing.
Okay. No, I thought they only blown the hinges off.
No,
So I could
they're more
manage
like,
away.
yeah.
Well, you
Okay,
see, they
so
followed
whole
the
thing together.
They followed Andrew's instructions, yes.
They did, and they only blew the bloody doors off. That was perfect.
Okay. That. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't want to handle kids. For fuck's sake.
It's just a fairly good rule in general.
I'll try to be as sweet as I can, and that's not much. And tell her that again, we are sorry. Again, we almost died because of what he did. So, I mean, I'm sorry. Does not take him back that bullet, but I want to help her. And I can't if she doesn't stop kicking and screaming.
You can make me a charm or persuade roll with a penalty.
Of fucking course. If this doesn't work out, I am knocking her out because I'm done. Okay, knocking down it is.
Did you fumble?
No.
Okay.
It was either a 16, which was a pass, or a 66, which was shit.
Okay. Yeah, you bonk her on the head. She slumps in your arms.
Okay, so
The screaming finally subsides.
Okay.
And the rest was silence.
Thank God.
Okay, so Alan, yeah,
Indeed.
you're busy trying to work out what the fuck this thing is that you're holding, or maybe running your hand over. Andrew, yeah, you're tending to the prisoners. They are starting to calm down with your kind of more reciting words, and you think that at least a few of them understand that you're maybe praying or saying religious words.
I'm hoping tone of voice more than actual words is more the thing. Just keeping my voice sort of calm and even.
Yep. So that they're not necessarily coming round, but they are being drawn to you, and they're being calm because of you. Annie, what are you up to while all this is going on?
Well, obviously, when they blow the doors off, I'm loudly saying, "You're welcome" to the people I punched. And then I'm kind of not really sure because, I've had this kind of a bit of a moment, and I think I'm just trying to get away from everyone else for a bit. So I'm kind of just bimbling around, poking at things by myself, opening stuff, looking, but if anybody comes near me, I'm just kind of wandering off somewhere else.
Okay. You do remember in the back of your mind that you need to try and recover the rest of the 7 critical books that you think are on the island
they're
somewhere.
here, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I hope so. Yeah.
Fung was here. It's either going to be on his boat or on his key on his body or something. Let me go to his body, see if we can find another boat key.
Okay. Let me think. You do find a key. Yes.
Does it match the one we already had?
It does.
That's where the books will be. Okay, I just walk out. I don't say anything to anyone. I just walk out.
Okay. So, Alan, there is some more stuff in here.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Okay, there we go. You see strewn around the table various blueprints. Also a letter, some other papers of sorts. So yeah, you can spend time looking through this.
Yeah, I'll cast my eyes over the blueprints and read the letter.
Okay. So the blueprints, even though you don't know what it is, but the blueprints that are written very precisely, drawn very precisely, and also in very fine writing, you think it's a drawing of this lemon squeezer thing, at least, amongst other things, maybe parts of the bullet as well. You don't quite know.
Is the writing Chinese?
No, it's in English.
Okay.
But again, it's very technical language, and it's not the kind that's in your field. It's really kind of gobbledygook. Actually, no, I beg your pardon. No, it is not in English.
Okay.
No, it's in a script that you've never seen before. Really strange, kind of intricate symbols. You don't even know if it's a real language. Actually, it looks almost alien in how it looks. But yeah, I beg your pardon. There's a letter, and also there is a telegram.
Okay. I'll have to look at those two before I wanted to look at the spine of one of these books as well to see what it was called. But I'll read the letter and telegram as well. To find out why I'm here, why has this been done to us?
Yeah. Well, I said there were papers, not actual books.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen any of those yet. Okay. Well, I need to find the handout over here somewhere. Give me a moment. Oh no! Don't freeze on me. Okay, no, it's just lagging a bit. Okay, so let me just change this workspace a second. Okay, there we go. Where is it? Here it is. It is a letter in English, handwritten, and it is addressed from Mayfair in London, December 1923, when it eventually comes. There we go. Dear Sir Aubrey, I hope this latest set of prototypes meets your approval. The men at Henson's were both fascinated and perplexed by the last batch of schematics you supplied, and as such, I would suggest casting a close eye over their craftsmanship, as they are not convinced that they have achieved the necessary tolerances set forth in your notes. I would be grateful if you could either confirm that the implemented adaptations meet your requirements, or provide me with further instructions for Marshall's men. Your loyal servant, Edward.
Okay, and after reading that letter, I'll take must be with these parts sort of thing on the table.
Possibly, yes.
Well, if it says intricate and they're talking about tolerances.
As for the telegraph, this is also 1923, although it's a bit earlier, but the thing that you notice most is you see that it says down under. It references down under on here. Obviously close to home. Also in English. It states October the 3rd, 1923. PV. Hit a snag. Stop. Downing tools down under. Stop. Will contact again once work resumes. Apologies. Stop. Houston.
I will pocket that one, certainly, because it mentioned Australia.
Oh, addressed to Alfred Penhurst, by the way, at Ho Feng's warehouse address.
I'll leave the letter. and I'll leave the schematics. They mean nothing to me. I will pocket the telegram because it mentioned down under, so I'm thinking home and just absentmindedly put it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's jump to Annie for a second. So you ascend up to the surface, and yeah, you hear more sounds of these bombardments coming from ships that have arrived, as you could probably have guessed. They're concentrating most of their fire on the village where you saw these hybrid fish creatures coming at you. But they are kind of keeping a general aim at other places, in particular the volcano as well. They're not like firing at the volcano, but they're kind of waiting just in case something's going to happen or, you know, a weapon's going to be fired, something like that. So you merge out of there. Is there anything that you do to signal to them, or do you just try and make your way to them?
Well, they're ships and they're offshore, right?
They're not like moored up on the island, but you can see them from where you are. They have come into the lagoon a bit.
Well, they've probably got binoculars and stuff and observing the land, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll take my armband off. I'm going to wave it in the air a bit. I put it back on, and then I wander off toward the village. Because that's where Ho Fang's boat is, isn't it?
That's actually a very good point. Let me think. Because it didn't actually moor up there; it just kind of lingered in line with the village. So, I'll say that it did eventually go and moor up there. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you start making your way over there, and they obviously hold their fire on you. Okay, so you heading over. What are Liu and Andrew doing now? Alan appears to have wandered off somewhere. Oh, yeah.
Presumably my Biark is going to turn up at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been about 18 rounds now, so yes.
Yes. So I'll ask it a quick question just as it arrives. If we mated, would we have Biarki children or human?
It looks at you and you think it laughs in mockery, but it's kind of hard to tell because it's not really a laugh. It's more like this strange,
Laughs
ethereal voice.
Anyway, take me to the village.
Okay. Yep. So you can fly the rest of your way there on this creature.
Or to the boat, actually, near the village, moored up at the village.
Yeah. I assumed you wanted to go to the boat eventually. Laughs in Biarki. Yes. Okay. So yeah, like I said, so Alan's wandered off somewhere. The rest of you.
Yeah, Alan, who I haven't actually met, wanders off. Annie wanders off. Well, fuck me, I guess, and Andrew apparently. And I'm not sure if I missed something that we could investigate. You said there were like rooms upstairs, or those are the one that Alan went through?
He's gone into one of the rooms. He's currently, you think, doing like looking around in there, but there are 2 rooms.
Okay, so I'm going upstairs and have a look around. I leave the child with someone of the New China Army. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you can head into, looks like a workshop sort of thing where Alan is, or there's another room which appears to be full of Egyptian artifacts.
I get close to Alan, and and I just tell him, well, we weren't introduced to each other. My name is Liu Zhao.
Liu, Alan Carter.
Yeah, Liu is actually my last name, so Liu Jiao is all together.
Oh, sorry. Still a little bit dazed from what's been going on today.
I think it's a bit low on his priorities at the minute.
Yeah, it is. What is the date?
He's literally had a lot on his mind.
It is Saturday, the 10th of May. How long have you been here, give or
I
take?
don't know. It's really hard to remember. I remember the boat sinking and us landing, and after that, it's all a bit of a blur. I just remember this voice, commanding voice, you couldn't ignore. But I don't know. It's really difficult.
I cannot even imagine, but we should thank the fact that it is over now.
Yes, it's lucky you came.
Did you find anything interesting in here?
Well, there's all these components. I don't think the thing out there is finished, and I'll push over a plan, schematic.
Actually, thank you, Jay.
Actually, yes, you waited a few days before sailing, so it is the 13th, possibly the 14th by now. But details.
Okay.
So I'll push over
Yes,
schematics, and I don't think that thing's finished.
Well, that's very good. Given we don't even know what that is, and I'll have a look at the parts.
Yes, you said you had an electric repair. Okay. You can
Yes.
give me a roll. But again, needs to be good.
Oh, come on. No, that's not even a pass. That's close, but that's not a pass. Given how much you were asking.
Do you
I'm
want
not
to push
spending.
the roll?
What happens if I do? Because that scares me the most.
If you push the roll, then let me think. You're definitely going to spend longer than you hoped on the island. To the point where you're just kind of wanting to look through everything for hours and hours and hours. So yeah, you're going to lose some more time, basically.
No, I don't think I will. No. I have a look to the other rooms.
Well, I'll say before you leave, I'll just say, and it confused me with the dates because this letter's here, and I'll throw it over to you. It's 1923, so it really confused me date-wise.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like this thing. It was built in a couple of weeks. Also, I was told by the others that apparently they've been commissioning parts from UK. They are maybe retrieving stuff from somewhere else. Of course, I'm not too keen on the details, but
That's what it sounds
that
like in
makes
this letter.
By the way, there's a few other things in here. Certainly, you can see immediately. So, just to remind you, there's a chronometer, very precise-looking piece that you think you maybe used more in like a sailing capacity or a naval capacity more than anything else. It keeps the time extremely precisely. There's also some tools in here. Again, giving off the impression it's a workshop, but they're not your bog standard hammers or spanners or anything. They have a very strange elegance to them, and the finish is immaculate. Something that it's not anything like the kind of normal tools you would expect a workshop to hold. You also find some diaries, or at least scraps of a diary, chaotically strewn around the room, and scrooched up a bit as well.
That's unusual because it's the room seemed like it had been tidied up. So
Yeah, well, that bit had, but interestingly, yeah, that they were kind of under the table a bit, so maybe you didn't see them to start with, but yeah, they were not touched.
okay. We'll pick those up and have a look, won't we?
yeah. Also, I pocket the chronometer.
Oh, this is a big thing. It's quite big and bulky, so you can't pocket it. You could maybe carry it with some help.
No. You said chronometer. I thought of something like a stopwatch.
Oh, no.
No, okay. So of course I cannot pocket it, but I have a look at the diaries.
Okay. You don't have astronomy, by the way, do you? Science astronomy? No.
Nope.
All right. You can both make me a hard no roll, or you can try and make a hard no roll.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
60.
Yes! It's
No,
a hard
fail.
path. It's an
I
extreme.
didn't fail. I didn't get
Ooh,
hard.
Okay. Okay, so it's quite interesting because if say one of you happens to have like a pocket watch or something, the minute and second hands do agree with you, but you realize that it's 8 hours behind, which you know is matching with GMT, Greenwich Mean Time.
Again.
Yes, again.
But Liu
The
doesn't
diary.
know.
The diaries.
However, on the other hand, it spans across a couple of years. This. Where the hell is the? And that's. Oh, there we go. Just get these bits out of the way. Okay. First date is 13th of June, 1921. At last, yes, it is quite a lot of entries. At last, I have arrived to begin the task of my lord and master, the Black Pharaoh. He has given me my dreams, given me Egypt, and I will duly repay him by giving him the world of men. The power, the beauty, none can appreciate who do not witness. I know the power and the glory. I bear the beauty of a life devoted to him. Next is the 30th of August, same year. Houston has at last sent me the plans, very complex and fascinating. It will take some time to grasp their meaning and begin building. I have been promised the knowledge necessary and my faith is strong. Next is the 7th of September, 1921. The first shipments have arrived. All of us know great joy. Those from the sea have arrived to stay. The work begins. 15th of January, 1922. The first and simplest phase is complete. Shipments are arriving more quickly now. I must begin work on the trigger mechanism soon. 8th of April, 1923. The rods have been drawn, but more knowledge is needed. Houston is worthy. I never would have thought it possible. 4th of October, 1923. Work on the missile has halted. Houston must open a deeper level, and that will take time. Our master has promised to aid him by bringing one of the great race. How I long to speak to one of their number. 19th of January, 1924. With joy we begin again. Soon is the day. 29th of September, 1924. Ho Fong warns of someone, a traitor who knows our plans. Is that nursling Carlyle still alive? Will our master deign to tell me? Perhaps I will call upon the children of great Cthulhu to aid in rooting out and destroying the traitor. 11th of February 1925, the final entry. The warhead and its trigger are finally complete, but the guidance system baffles me. I must pray for instruction. And suddenly it dawns on you that you assume this is all by Sir Aubrey, but you've seen absolutely no head or tail of him anywhere on the island so far.
I mean, this Sir Aubrey shouldn't be far.
Well, not if this is so important to him. You wouldn't think so, but perhaps
Well, at
he's not
least
here. That's why this stuff isn't assembled yet.
I mean, it sounds like it worked pretty hard on this on first hand, so he is close by. I don't even know who this man is, to be fair.
No, and all this Black Pharaoh nonsense. What's that about? We're miles from Egypt.
Speaking of miles away, let's go back to Annie for a moment. So yeah, you get to the boat. There are already a few members of the Japanese Navy who you think have tried to board the ship. They've taken a couple of people hostage, killed a few others. You think?
Okay.
So you embark on the luxuriant goddess.
I'm going straight for his quarters. So that'll be somewhere at the back of the boat.
Okay.
Unless that's a wheelhouse, in which case it'll be the front.
Okay, yeah. You have a good look through the boat. Disappointingly, there isn't really much here to find except a bit more money and jewelry, but nothing at all related to any cosmic entities, shall we say. It's all very benign stuff. You think that maybe he keeps his secret stashes below water, shall we say, so not on anything where anyone can maybe find it.
Well, that's no bloody good. What do you mean below water?
Well, as not below water, sorry, below board. So kind of more discreet. He doesn't leave it just lying around.
I've gone to his
anywhere.
cabin. That's what I was going
Yeah.
for, his cabin. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll continue searching the boat because I'm sure they're here.
Okay. Meanwhile, are you still planning to look in the other room with the Egyptian stuff in, Liu?
Yes.
I'll follow him in as well.
Brillo. So, it definitely... Okay, first thing you notice, which is kind of weird, but does kind of make sense for what you've heard about this Sir Aubrey, at least Liu anyway, with his theomania. There is a rather ornate throne in here. Various very intact, so possibly very expensive looking Egyptian artifacts of all sorts. So you've got, things like artifacts, necklaces, statues, and so on. It could be worth millions, this stuff. But interestingly, there is also kind of like an area that looks a little bit empty. Again, maybe it's tidied up. But yeah, searching around this room, you can give me spot hiddens if you like.
Okay.
Coming. Yeah, it's a hard.
Yeah, it's a hard pass as well.
Okay, both of you almost simultaneously find it was kind of secluded to start with from where you were, but as you move round near the back of the throne, you see this smaller doorway that leads into a much smaller room, which has an ornate sarcophagus in there. It's hammered gold, precious stones, again worth a lot of money, and Alan, maybe even your eyes start glistening or having like dollar signs in there or what have you. But the thing that's the weirdest about this is, even though it does depict a pharaoh on the front or the top, it's no one that you recognize, and it looks very newly made, this thing.
Okay. So does it look like a Egyptian sarcophagus that we've seen pictures of in the papers and things?
Yeah, it looks like that's what it is, and you think that what this man is wearing is possibly an Egyptian headdress, with the stripes, although you don't really know much about it. But the way it's made, even with your geology expertise and your mining expertise, you can see it's not from thousands of years ago. It's been made quite recently.
And is it inlaid with actual gems and stones and things?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that stone or wood?
Oh, it's stone. It's a hefty thing. In this room as well, you also see, you think like maybe just left in here or propped up against the wall, is several scrolls that look very old and far more familiar to home in that they look Chinese.
I'm taking those.
They are indeed the rest of the 7 cryptical books.
I'm in totally the wrong place. But I don't know that, and I'm convinced they're here.
Yep, I know.
Do you really need all those things? I thought the plans would be more important.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you said, Phil.
Do you really need all those scrolls? I thought the plans would be more important.
We actually promised somebody to take those back.
Oh,
So that's part of the deal. And I really want to look closer at the sarcophagus.
Sure.
And really hope that's not filled with someone.
not fill.
Filled.
Filled.
Oh,
with
filled.
someone.
Oh, I
Filled.
see.
Yeah,
misheard
sorry,
you,
my
sorry.
pronunciation is shit. It's
I
late.
heard filled.
It seems to
Thank
be a
you,
It's,
Ronnie.
no, it's because I had this on one ear because I don't like covering both. I mean, it's not open. You can try and open it, but it'll take a bit of effort to do so.
Yeah, I'll try to just slide the lid just to have a look into it without displaying everything.
Well, if you want to get one end, I'll get the other if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. It takes a bit of time, but yeah, you both together manage to shove or push the lid off a little bit. So as you do so, no, it's a creaking door. It doesn't make a noise like a scraping stone. But you also hear the sound of gas escaping.
I cover my mouth immediately with my jacket and drop
Okay.
on the ground.
Okay.
Does it smell like ether or what it was I was looking for before?
No, it's odorless. This smell.
Oh, okay. So I look at him drop on the floor and I realise what's happening and drop down as well.
Okay. You wait for it to subside, and it does after maybe a minute or so. But yeah, when you gingerly peer over inside the sarcophagus, it is unoccupied.
Okay. Is there anything else inside it that may explain this is of gas?
Yeah. You see a vial that's attached to the underside of the sarcophagus, and you think that there's like a mechanism that triggers it when it opens, when the sarcophagus is opened. But yeah, interestingly, you don't feel any effects from it. You don't feel any different or like you've been hurt by this gas.
The
Well,
booby trap
I
didn't
hope
work.
I didn't come in contact with it. So that
You definitely
explains.
think that, in a confined space, it could possibly have more effect. So if you were actually inside the sarcophagus, but in terms of what it does, you don't know.
Okay.
That seems very strange. Do you have any idea what's going on here? This is
Not a clue, to be honest. Well, I maybe do as a character. I mean, as a player, I don't know as a character, so I have absolutely no clue.
This is your situation where realistically the only character who could possibly put all these clues together is currently not here.
Yeah, she's had a moment. Doesn't want to be around people right now.
Yeah, she's doing a drive-by on an alien. And hopefully nobody will notice.
Well, that's quote of the night.
And unfortunately, her sanity has got quite low.
Yes.
Which is why she's asking Biarki weird things.
Andrew, you've got your congregation to be rather placid now, and some of the new Chanarami are helping them away and out and administering first aid.
I go and find Alan. I go and
Okay.
find Alan and Liu.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely fine. So yeah, you see this weird stuff in this workshop. Again, it's very difficult for you to make head or tail of what the fuck it is. You notice as well on the plans they're written in this very, very strange language, nothing like you've ever seen before. I'm just checking. I don't think there's anything else in here. Although you do recognize the chronometer as being, UK time, as it were. You definitely notice that more because you're Scottish.
Oh, it's set to Glasgow time.
Hi, Glasgow time. Yeah, apart from what they've already uncovered, there's not really anything else in here.
Even in the Egyptian room, is there anything else that catches our eye?
Nothing particularly evil or clue-worthy, if that's what you mean. It, like I said, it's all full of just Egyptian artifacts that could definitely be worth a lot of money, but apart from that, nothing to do with any cults or anything like that.
Okay.
Well, I've got no clue what these people were up to, but if we wanted to stop them, we ought to either burn or take those schematics with us.
What are we going to do with the bullet?
Yeah,
Well-
thing is that we
The
read
bullet in the
it
room.
has a trigger and some sort of explosive in it. So shooting it is out of the question. We should find
Yes,
a way to make it harmless or disarm it.
Well, it seems to have a flat top. Whether it's not completed yet, where you can get in via the top of the bullet.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if we can, I'll try and
The-
have a look to climb in.
Or
The
could
sides
you,
are completely smooth, so you would have to use some sort of rope or something to
If
climb
only
up.
we knew someone with a flying creature who could get up there for us.
how is it held up over this? Is what's it doing? Is it standing on the ground or held up over the lava?
No, it's over this huge magma pool, which also doesn't help your situation if you wanted to look in it. It's basically suspended on some sort of girders, but again, the more you look at it, they're very, very sturdy girders, possibly made out of the same metal. But it's interesting how none of it seems to be deteriorating from this magma. It's
Well, if it's not
very
finished, how are they accessing the top to finish it?
Yeah, is there some sort of crane or something we could use?
no, there isn't any sort of crane. It's actually, that's a very good point, because it doesn't actually say in here unless I've missed something. Let's see.
And we take it it's directly under open sky now. It's in the caldera, is it?
No. I mean, there is an opening further up, but much further up, so you wouldn't be able to climb up to it because it's literally up volcano
So-
mechanical.
Given the shape of this bullet, are we thinking that if it is detonated, that it's going to explode here, or is it going to fly out like a rocket, or is it going to burrow in, given that it seems to be
Oh, it's-
pointing downwards?
It seems to be pointing upwards, I think.
It's pointing upwards. There's a little bit more
Pointing
detail that I
upwards.
missed. Yeah. Well, you think with your extremely basic knowledge, as in non-existent knowledge, this sort of thing. Yes, it's. You think it's going upwards.
The pointy bit's up.
Yeah.
Well, it's not pointy; it's flat. But yeah. So there's also some inch-thick pipes, about a dozen of them, that lead about 10 feet from the bottom of this bullet into the magma below. It's very white hot, this glow that's coming off these pipes.
All right, so we're not detaching those.
You presume they're going to be hot, yes.
Could your army friends maybe detonate the framework on a timer to drop it into the magma?
Oh, that
Sorry, I
that,
missed that. What did you say?
that might work. That might work, actually. It depends how deep that magma is, but submerge it, it should melt everything. I don't think it'll even set it off. I think it'll just melt the damn thing.
Unless it is already laying on magma.
You think maybe the bottom of it is, but yeah, even if it was touching the magma or not, if it was like your bog standard iron, it would have at least melted by now. You think?
But even if it's not going to melt, once it hits the magma, it's going to sink.
Well, that's it. It's not sinking. Whether it's supported on something.
Yeah, if we detonate the frame that's holding it up, let it fall into the magma.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, might sink lower. Clearly, whatever this substance, this metal is, it's resistant. It's resistant even to the heat of this magma, so it's not going to melt. But
No, of course not. Otherwise, it would have already.
if we could find its method of propulsion, and see if we could actually detach that, then it can blow up whatever the fuck it likes, but it's not going anywhere.
You
know,
could.
the explosive and the propulsion will be different. If we can take the engine out, then it's not going anywhere. It will just explode here.
As long as they can't make a new one.
Slow them down at least, even if that is the case.
Yeah, we'd certainly slow them down.
You could have a think about that and maybe have a look around for anything else, or maybe examine this bullet further if you want.
Yeah. The plans. I mean,
all the plans. Yes.
Do we have the plans?
We
The
have
plans have got to
give.
the plans have got to give us a clue for this.
Well, it's
Surely
always
it's
they're written in this strange language we don't understand.
They're in a strange language. Obviously, there's the actual drawings that you could maybe get your head around. Let me have a look, because two of you have already had a look at them, but Andrew has not.
Not that Andrew is any electrical engineering either, but I'm apart from the base, but I'm prepared to give it a shot.
This letter, I take it that these things on the table are the guidance system, what it describes. So we should at least throw those into the magma.
Oh, okay. Okay. I wondered if you could maybe make a roll, having done some reading, but no, there's no way. It's basically a combined roll for said language and some skills you haven't got. So they just confuse you even more the more you look at them. I mean, again, you think that they depict the bullet, or at least parts of the bullet, but in terms of what exactly which bit does, again, you're 1920s, so you have absolutely no idea what this stuff is. But yeah, you could have a look around the rocket, around the bullet sort of shaped thing, and see if you can find anything that might show a weak spot, possibly just from looking at it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. Whilst you're doing that, Annie, you are met by Isoge, who does disembark one of his boats to come and find you.
Mm-hmm. Books. There should be some books here.
What books exactly? Where are the others? Where are your companions?
They're all inside the volcano.
What is in the volcano? This weapon?
Yes. It's a lot bigger than we expected.
Can you lead me there, or can you show me the way?
No, we've got to find these books. There must be somewhere on this boat.
What books?
They're very important. Ancient Chinese scrolls.
Fine, I will get some men to help you, but can you at least tell me how to get into or under the volcano?
Fine. Have your men search the boat and bring the scrolls to us. I'm sure they're here somewhere. We'll go back to the volcano. Come on.
Okay. And he shouts an order in Japanese, you think, to
We're
search
still trying to find the man behind all of this. It's an Englishman, which I didn't expect. Your big weapon.
We did not see any other boats here apart from your own.
Don't know where he is.
And this one, of course, but
don't know where he is.
We have shot a few people things in the village, but they are not
The fish people, yes.
men. No, we could not find any humans there.
Shot a bigger fish person and a statue. There's something under the volcano as well. Something alive.
Okay, come on, take me to it. So yes, after a bit, while the others are searching around the bottom bit, Isage comes in, and his mouth just drops to the ground when he sees this huge silver thing underneath here. But yeah, those of you who are still looking around, you can give me a spot hidden roll, or if you're studying the bullet itself, you can give me an intelligence roll.
Okay, I'm going with intelligence. Extreme.
Failed intelligence.
Anything for you, Mr. Carter?
You're muted.
Muted.
You passed.
Past intelligence.
Okay. So yeah, the two of you who passed, you're looking around and you think, okay, it is supported on something that, yeah, you think could be destroyed with enough force, which could then therefore remove the supports. You, however, with your better pass, whilst that seems like a great idea in short term, you're a little worried that if it is something that is explosive, as Andrew was maybe suggesting earlier, if the main body hits the magma, is it going to explode there and then where you are?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I mean, we should
but as
find a
in-
way then disarm it rather than... We should find a way then to disarm it rather than destroy it. Because we don't know the...
I think that's difficult, seeing we don't even know what it is.
Well, surely somebody in the Japanese Navy is the weapons person can investigate this.
Oh, Madame Jones is back.
I have some skill in demolitions. We could set up some demolitions to...
Yes, but we don't know if that will cause it to explode.
Yeah, that's...
I have no idea what it is.
You have engineers.
Well, yes, we have engineers, but this looks...
People who do maintenance on your boats, they understand how things work, they could open it up, take a look.
Yes,
We've
but
got plans.
this is not a boat or even a plane, from what I've ever seen.
We show the plans and say, look, surely your engineers on your ships will be able to bring
maybe
some
decipher
clarity
them.
to these.
Do we
You
want
might
to be
not
giving
need the
this?
language, but
Do we want to be giving this to the Japanese?
quite frankly, if it stops this thing from going off, I'll give it to my enemy whilst he's murdering me.
You do notice, actually, whilst some of the New China Army are taking the new escapees off, to boats and whatever, there is a little bit of a salty exchange between the two parties. But they come to a fairly quick understanding that they are there both for the same cause, aka to destroy whatever the fuck this thing is. Let me see if I can find Isuge's stats for a minute. Because I can't remember if he actually has any engineering. But yes, technically he would have engineers to help. And we said, where the fuck is he? Oh, he's right at the front, that's why. Because he's like one of the first characters you might meet in this chapter. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, okay. Electrical repair. No engineering, but whether he has science cryptography. And mechanical.
He might be able to decipher some of the words, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if he can or not. Where is the? He also, if you show him like the diary and stuff as well, he gives that a read over. Yeah, he is fascinated in particular by the electrical parts in this lemon squeezer section. Ah, okay. It takes a while and some more people, but he deduces that it is definitely some sort of triggering mechanism in the like electrical components, but also some sort of positioning system.
So is the guidance thing mentioned in the letter then? Okay.
He kind of has a light bulb moment and says, "Yes, I think that this is to guide it to somewhere specific."
And it has to hit at an exact time, apparently, because they're really fussy about these accurate chronographs.
Oh, there's one upstairs.
Yeah, set GMT time.
Well, it is an Englishman behind it.
Yeah. However, they say that that again they are baffled by the plans, so they would need to take them away and research them. If you're willing to let them take them,
No, it's a case of we have to deal with this weapon now. These plans must then be destroyed.
we
If we're
can.
taking them away, then we're leaving the weapon here. What use is that to anyone? We're just gifting it back to them.
Well, perhaps we could just destroy this. And he holds up the lemon squeezer thing.
Yeah, we can
Like
destroy that easily.
Like I said, we could try and remove the supports around the main part, but it could explode.
Well, can we do that on a timer?
Oh, of course we can.
And the guidance system, that's easy to dispose of.
The problem with doing it on a timer is that they have fish people, and we have no idea if a fish person would come in and untimer it. I think somebody has to be here.
As
Yes.
fast as your
Far as-
Becky fly.
As far as we are aware, we took care of everybody in the village.
Yes, but there's a fish people. They fish.
Oh. He takes another look at the guidance mechanism, and he says, "Well, we could destroy this. It would certainly delay things, but I wonder if it has another component that reacts or interacts with this that would help to guide it. So it might not be enough."
I'd be damned if I knew if there was, or the shape of it.
Right. Smash that. Set the thing to boom.
What do we could just throw the guidance system into the lava now.
Well,
Yeah, you
half
could
of
throw it
it,
in there.
and then the other half.
Is there any sort of, in this guidance system, is there any sort of space inside that looks like there's a missing bit? Is there a cavity inside that looks like something else could fit?
You would need to really get close to the top in order to try and work it out. But again, maybe there's meant to be gaps or stuff. You really have no idea.
And then set it to explode. You lot get out of here. I'll wait for the timer, and then if I don't die, I'll catch you up.
They can certainly set up explosives around these support girders, and then, of course, with this lemon squeezer part, they can easily just put it in the magma and let it, melt or what have you.
Sink even, yeah.
So again, they kind of take your lead, like they set everything up, but they wait for you to leave, or they let you decide.
Put it on a timer. I'm going to make sure it goes down before I leave.
This may go quite quick.
What?
They hold up the lemon squeezer thing.
Oh, chuck that in the magma. No, seriously. Smash it in two first, then chuck it in.
Okay. So you throw the squeezer in first
We
before.
smash it up and then throw the bits in.
Yeah,
Okay.
good move.
Smash it up and throw the bits in. Okay.
And I'll
right,
take
well-
one bit with me, the bit that looks different to anything else. So, you know, something that looks like it was harder to make. Put it in my pocket.
Give me a luck roll.
I failed by 87.
Okay. You take a nice looking piece with you, yeah. Okay. So
Bit in the box.
somebody
That's the main thing.
somebody throws the rest of it. Yeah, it's kind of smashed up, but yeah, the rest of it they throw into the magma.
Now rig this bullet to explode, to fall
Okay.
in, to collapse into the magma.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, like I said, the explosives are kind of already set up anyway. But they want you to get out obviously before doing the trigger and what have you.
No, I'm going to stay on the island. We have no idea if the island's even going to be here after this goes in the magma. I'm going to stay behind. The rest of you get to safety, and I'll catch you up if I survive. But there's no way I'm leaving this unattended to go boom. Because if a fish person comes out and unplugs the timer, then it doesn't go boom.
Then I'm staying. You know almost everything about this cult or whatnot. None of us
Okay.
know shit.
I have a plan to catch you back up. What are you going to do, swim?
If you hope that your flying yellow puppets are going to outrun the burst of a bomb,
No.
You don't
if
have
we
a plan.
survive, I will catch you up. If we survive, those of us on the island, if we survive, can catch up the boats.
do as you wish.
Well, I've been here long enough as it is.
Okay.
So
So-
have I.
two
Those
of you
who
then.
wish to get to safety, I tell you what, leave us a boat.
Oh, a fast one.
Oh.
Those who want to stay behind,
Okay.
make sure it goes boom.
Okay. Those of you who are leaving, are you heading straight back to your boat? Presumably, yes, or a boat. Okay. Can the three of you give me con rolls, please?
Okay, just a sec. Oh, come on.
Nope.
Con. Yeah, it's a pass.
It's just a regular pass for me.
Yeah,
Failed.
same.
Okay. So Annie, you're down still in the volcano. You're kind of waiting, and the charges are ready. They're ready to kind of trail out the TNT and so on, ready to blow. But just before they set the trigger, you see where the lemon squeezer or the rest of it went into the lava and was hissing and so on. You start to see these sparks, these rather unnaturally big sparks come out. There's this intense heat now emanating off this magma.
Hit the plunger, hit the plunger, hit the plunger.
Make the boat go faster.
Are you planning to stay where you are, Annie?
Yeah, I'm hitting the plunger. This thing's got to go
You're
boom.
hitting the plunger. Okay.
I'm blowing my whistle,
Okay.
which will
As
send
you-
me insane again because I'm going to lose D4 sanity points. So
Yeah, about that. You push down on the box, shall we say?
Mhm.
And yeah, it blows up the girders around, and there's this kind of creaking sound as it starts to teeter. But before it starts sinking completely into the magma, what you already put in there explodes, and from this lemon squeezer, it explodes with this incredibly intense heat to the point where everybody inside the volcano, including you, is eviscerated.
Why am I inside, not at the side with the plunger as I imagined it?
Oh, complete. Okay, fine. All right. So you don't get it as badly as them, but even so, all right. Since you're
But then I
fairly,
wouldn't have known it was sparking if I was outside.
Yeah.
So I suppose
no,
I
you
am
wouldn't
inside.
actually. I'll let you choose.
Do you want to die or to
No,
live,
go on.
Becky?
You've narrated it as that, so too late.
Okay, yeah. So you see this blinding light and feel this sheer heat just rip through you and the rest of the Japanese soldiers. Those of you up top who passed the conrols, you've pretty much made it to the beach as this happens, and this huge explosion erupts through the island. Andrew, you are thrown into the air from this.
Wah!
As you fall, you take 6 damage on impact.
Oh,
And you probably feel something crack.
Oh, oh God! I think my coccyx has gone again.
Do the two of you retrieve Andrew? Do you go back for him?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Oh,
Okay.
that's gonna smarten them on it.
Can the two of you make me a combined Dex and Con roll, please?
Dex and Con.
I know for Alan it's both the same.
Yeah, for me too.
No, it's not Dex and Con. Strength and Dex are.
Oh, right.
It's an hard pass
Okay.
on both
Yeah.
because I got 60 at both.
Yep.
It's a fail.
Okay. So Liu, you feel that it's fine. You can get maybe one of them back, although Alan is slowing up, which is not helping.
We threw a lot.
You could maybe get some of the New China army to help.
Yeah, of course I cry for help. For
Okay.
whoever is in hearing distance.
Okay. Give me a moment.
Is this an even shorter-lived character than Constantina?
We shall see. Okay. Chumin springs into action and carries one of you over his shoulder. And you sprint as you feel this huge fissure break in the ground, and you can feel the heat start emanating up. You paddle away. You break away on the water as far away as you can from this island, and essentially it is just torn in twain, and things start folding in on itself into the earth. You certainly destroyed the island. That's for sure. Whether the rocket will still be intact, you don't really know, but it'll certainly be sinking, at least down to the bottom of the sea. I think on that note, as at least most of you are getting back on the ships and presumably heading back to China, we will leave it there.
Okay.
Intense.
I was gonna need to take my tablet.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I didn't even see that half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I was about to say that I'm almost off to bed.
Yeah.
Fair dues. All right. Well, we will cut the broadcast. Thank you for those of you watching. Mateo,
Thank you as
looking at
always,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching.
We will see you on Saturday.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.